Hey y'all, before we get started today, I want to remind you that in my real life, I'm helping people keep more of their own money at SaveWithConrad.com. I would love to see if I could help your family save some cash. We're routinely helping our podcast listeners save thousands of dollars each and every year, all because they spent just a few minutes with us over at SaveWithConrad.com. I'm talking to you if you're in a 30-year loan. I'm talking to you if you've got credit card debt. I'm talking to you if you've got a second mortgage. We can take care of all that, just like that. We're going to get you a better interest rate, we're going to shorten your term, and we're going to help you pay off all your credit card debt once and for all, and do it all with cheaper monthly payments. That's right, you can get out of debt faster with cheaper monthly payments, and you don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket to do it. Find out how much money you can save right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com. And here's the thing, man, there's a chance that you've got a great deal. Maybe we couldn't save you any money, but wouldn't it be nice to just have that peace of mind of knowing you've got the best deal for your family? That's what my family can do. By the way, go check out some of our reviews at ConradReviews.com. We've got an A+ rating with the BBB, over 1,000 5-star reviews, and an average score of 4.72 stars. We're helping families just like yours get out of debt faster and with cheaper monthly payments at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Oh, and did I mention no house payments for 2 months? Give me a call, 888-425-0105, or send me an email personally, Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. And let's get you saving some money right now at SaveWithConrad.com.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett, First Arcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team, Turner, Bodden, Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and Friends North, they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off center stage, Bischoff, Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette Champ, Vinnie Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules can't pass. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zig's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a trip. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when? WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. And it's pay-per-view week in AEW. Of course, tonight is an all-new Dynamite, and this Friday night is a live Rampage. Be sure to catch our man Tony Schiavone on both shows, and of course this weekend, it's pay-per-view time. AEW Revolution is happening this Sunday live on pay-per-view. Of course, Tony Schiavone is going to be there helping host the show. And that means this week, he's extra busy, boys and girls. This past weekend, Tony spent the entire weekend in Florida loading up a bunch of Dark and Elevation tapings. So he is AEW'd out this week. And as a result, we're doing something a little different here on the main feed. You may not realize this, but Tony and I have a special Patreon just for What Happened When. Yes, this is separate from AdFreeShows. It actually dates back to 2017 or 2018. So we're years in the run there and having a lot of fun. Every chance there is a taped Rampage, Tony Schiavone jumps on and checks it out live with you guys. You can do a live watch along of that tape show with Tony Schiavone where he takes your questions. Of course, you get all of our episodes here that are on the main feed early and ad free. Of course, you can jump in and participate live as we do our live recordings and get together with us whenever we're all together. Of course, once a year, we do a big Low Key Big Hog weekend get together. And one of the perks is, hey, if Tony's in your town, he'll try to get together and have coffee with you. He had coffee just last week with a listener here on Patreon. So listen, boys and girls, with Tony Schiavone away doing his real job, I thought, you know what? What better way to go ahead and show some love to the main feed than to show you guys what we do behind the paywall. And this is going to be pretty fun. We're actually going to show you not one, but 2 pieces of bonus content. These were once upon a time exclusive to our WHW Patreon. Now we're going to share it with you, with the world. I want to mention that we crank out no less than 2 bonus episodes each and every month. Sometimes it's more, but it's always at least 2. Of course, back in the day, when we were watching Crockett episodically, man, we were watching them like every freaking week. It was so much fun. There's just years and years and years of bonus footage. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. It's not just audio, it's video too. And it's patreon.com/WHWmonday.com. That's patreon.com/WHWmonday. Now, before we get to it, I want to introduce this next clip. Our very first clip, can't believe this is real, was a suggestion from Low Key Big Hog member Devon Wheaton. Once I knew that Tony was not going to be able to record this week, I jumped on the Patreon and said, hey folks, what do you want us to talk about? What bonus episodes that appeared here on Patreon should we share with the world? And our man Devin said this: Alabama Doink versus Heidenreich, and it ain't close. It was so bizarre. It was so stupid. I went on YouTube to see if there were any other crazy matches like that to nominate for a bonus show. It's so much fun. It was originally suggested to us way back in August 2019 from our Low Key Big Hog member, Travis Langley of Toronto, Canadian Travis, as we like to call him. And he says, I just watched / fast forwarded it, and it's a fucking mess. The guy should have fun with it. It's the perfect match for the show. Ha ha. Clearly, our man Travis has been dropped on his head at a very young age because he wanted us to watch this match that took place at a Golden Corral. You might be asking yourself, what is an Alabama Doink? Well, it's a guy who's in the shape of me or Cassio Kid or Dave Silva, dressed up in a Doink costume, wrestling the unfrozen Nazi from the future named Heidenreich. I forget what WWE was doing with that, but still, buddy, it's bizarre. And as if that's not enough, it happens in the parking lot of a Golden Corral in Alabama. This is real. One of the perks of being a member of our Patreon is you pick what we watch, and then we do. Can't believe this is real. Let's roll the footage from our August 2019 bonus pod with Alabama Doink versus Heidenreich on What Happened When.
Patreon subscribers are our friends. They stick with us through thick and thin. They're fond of the silly shit we do. If you don't like it, then screw you. We chat each Monday with video and have some fun, don't you know? And twice a month we'll settle in, do something special just for them. It's bonus podcast time. It's bonus podcast time. It's bonus podcast time. It's bonus podcast time. We'll watch the shows with you if you're Catholic, Protestant, or Jew. It's bonus podcast time. Can't think of anything else that rhymes.
Hey, it's time for our first bonus podcast of the month of August here on Patreon. And let's bring to the microphone one of our good buddies, Travis Langley out of Toronto, who's a longtime low-key big hog. Travis, how in the hell you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, buddy. How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, you son of a bitch. Hey, and the reason we called you that is because why in the world would anybody in his right mind, and you're a very intelligent, nice young man. You really are.
That's what you said to me yesterday.
But why would an intelligent, nice young man like yourself suggest us watch the Golden Corral match featuring Alabama Doink?
I mean, you just described it yourself. This is the perfect WHW match. Plus, if we end up going back to Alabama for next year's get-together, we could plan it around one of these Golden Corral weekends.
Okay.
Really take that area by storm. They still do them, from what I understand. I think they still do monthly shows outside the Golden Corral. So,
my God.
I mean, nothing screams Alabama more than that. So,
right.
I guess roll tide if you have to say it.
Right. If you haven't seen this match, by the way, it's obviously not on the WWE Network. And the link is going to be provided here on the Patreon page. So you can click on that and go to it because it's obviously on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, well, you got to prepare yourself for it because it really, Travis, is unlike anything I've ever watched, and I've watched a lot of stuff, but this was I mean, these two stupid son of a bitches fought out in the street. In the street.
That's what I was going for. Something, and this is not like anything on the network, so I figured, what's something Tony would not be at, like, what cover on a day-to-day episode of the podcast, and I think I nailed that right on the head.
I didn't know this thing existed. Now, kind of a backstory, you and I were hanging out in Rochester recently, and with a couple of our friends, and you talked about this match to me, and I'm thinking, what in the hell is he talking about? And I was kind of half-assed paying attention, almost as if it's kind of like you were Lois, okay? And you were talking to me.
Yeah.
I half-assed pay attention to what she says. So what's he talking about? Golden Corral. And he said Alabama Doink. And then all of a sudden, Dave Silva gets in touch with you about selecting one of the bonus podcasts this month. And all of a sudden, Dave said, oh, by the way, you're doing the Golden Corral match with Doink. And I went, you mean that's really a thing? That just wasn't Travis talking crazy? It said, no, it's real. And so I said, well, I got to watch this thing. And I watched it. I went, oh, my God. I didn't know this thing was real.
Well, I had to put my money where my mouth was, because the funny thing about that was, after we parted ways in Rochester that day, that exact day, but an hour later, is when Dave messaged me saying we're going to go with that match this month. So it was like the stars aligned right there.
Right.
We talked about it that day. And when he called me that day and said, we're doing this match this month, I said, well, I got to do it now. There's no picking anything else.
Yeah. Listen, I never like to say anything bad about wrestlers. I don't. And I guess from talking to Conrad that the guy who's Alabama Doink is no longer with us.
That's what I've heard too. I couldn't find any confirmation of that, but Conrad seems to know better than we do about that.
And I don't want to, I shouldn't make a joke light of this, but I mean, it didn't surprise me that he just didn't keel over during that match. He was so big. But the fact is, I don't want to really shit on any of the guys who try to make a living. But when you look at this thing, it's hilarious. It's obscene. It's sad. All wrapped in one. And it's, there's just some parts about this that just does not shine a good light on the sport we love, Travis. Do you understand where I'm getting at here?
Absolutely.
I mean,
we could watch some of the matches that we grew up and loved watching, but I mean, for this kind of show, where's the fun in that? You got to find something that's really kind of down and dirty to sink your teeth into.
Exactly, because when you strip it all down, son of a bitch, we just want to be entertained, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I'd be going every month to the Golden Corral, but hey, if Alabama Doink's no longer with us, you guys can motherfuck me while you watch this thing.
Believe you me, we will. Okay, so Travis, you're from Canada. I mean, we can just tell by you talking you're from Canada. You're from Canada, and tell everybody what you do to keep busy.
I keep very busy. I work in media production, and I also work in sales for a big business company up here. So I'm their head of sales. So I got a lot of moving wheels. So it never stops. Plus a family and all that, all that good stuff that I should do when I get home.
Right, and you'll be with us at StarCast helping us out there as well.
I will be there all weekend.
All right. So here we go. We're going to watch. It's Heidenreich. Is that right? Heidenreich.
Yeah, Heidenreich and Alabama Doink. From the parking lot of the Golden Corral in Mobile, Alabama, I understand, and it's unlike anything you ever watched. So stay tuned. We got it for you here. Travis, thanks for everything, buddy. Always good talking to you. Yeah, I will see you this week, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett First Arcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team. Turner, Bond, Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and Friends North they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off center stage. Bischoff, Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette Champ, Vinnie Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad. Not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules can't pass. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zigg's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a chair. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when?
WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Tony, what the fuck do you have me doing here? Why are we doing this?
Hey, don't blame me for this bullshit. Blame Travis Langley from Toronto, Canada for this
God
shit.
damn it. I should have known better.
Jesus.
Of course, it's what he wants to do. So I can't believe this is real, but somebody somewhere thought it would be cool to rip off the old terrible TNA wrestling logo and call it like BamaWrestling.com. And I think this is for the AWF. Tony, what's your favorite AWF match?
It's not going to be this one. I can tell you that.
Well, back in 2016, May 21st to be exact, that was a Saturday, of course. And we had, probably one of the most famous matches in wrestling history. A former Legion of Doom member and Michael Cole anal rapist. I know you have no idea what I just said, Tony. I'll show you that some other time. Heidenreich, the genetic Nazi superstar. I've got all that accurate right there, Tony.
Thank you.
Is going to take on, one of the most underrated performers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama Doink. Now, of course, by this point, we know that Matt Bourne is probably not regularly portraying Doink since, he's been dead at this point for 3 years.
Right.
But even dead Matt Bourne would have been a better Doink than the Alabama Doink. I think you'll see what we're talking about here. But these guys had a barn burner, pulled out all the stops at the Golden Corral. And we're going to encourage you guys to watch this with us. Tony, you're going to give us some alternate commentary. And unfortunately, WWE Network does not know about the greatness that is Alabama Doink. They're familiar with Heidenreich and they try to keep him buried on the network, but Alabama Doink is a viral sensation. And I'm excited that you finally get to see Alabama Doink. So I think here on Patreon, we've posted the link. And we're not going to post this on social media, of course. This is just for our friends and family here on Patreon. And Tony, if you want to give us a countdown, we'll go ahead and watch this 22-minute segment together. And you're about to see probably the finest wrestling you've seen since Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair went at it in 1980. No, you weren't there. That's right. You were beating off the Ultimate Warrior. Well, it's the best match since Terry Funk had that I Quit match with Ric Flair. I mean, it was... you weren't there for that either. Okay. This is Evan Courageous level, really good stuff. Like nobody's on a pole, nobody's on a forklift. So you'll be a little disappointed, but this should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to hearing you call this. I feel like you've probably called something similar for MLW.
With that in mind, thanks for the big build up there, you motherfucker. In 3, 2, 1. Play. AWF. What does that stand for? All Wrestling's Fucked?
Alabama Wrestling Federation. Oh, look at that. Tight shot of the O, which is, I know how you start all of your adult films. And here is, I can't believe that this is real. Mm-hmm. This right now, my God. This is the worst episode of Insomniac I've ever seen.
Jesus. How did the Golden Corral allow this to happen?
Well,
How did old Charlie? I would, if I've been old Charlie, I'm taking down my fucking sign.
This is seriously, I didn't know that there was such thing as a more sad Dave Attell. He's our commentator right now, our ring announcer.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear Kevin Sullivan in the background. He's pretty fired up about it.
I just realized I know why Golden Corral wanted to have this match, because they want everybody to discover cheddar balls.
I think what they wanted is they wanted this guy to get out of the fucking restaurant. So if they put a wrestling ring outside, maybe he'll move away from the chocolate fountain. Let's see what he's going to say on his promo here.
Hey, can you cut that mic up, nigga, real quick? Hey, shut up.
You shut up. Look at that.
Give me a bucket.
Take it.
The bucket. I'll come and slap the crap out of
All right. So here's my best Alabama Doink impression. Are you ready?
Yes.
You shut up. Oh my God. Doink need a diet. Put a lot of time and effort into that sign. Doink need a diet.
Put an S on that, please. It's needs. How you like this guy with his iPhone, man? He's videotaping this thing.
Yeah, and he's doing it up and down. He's not even doing it sideways. Stupid motherfucker. You know how embarrassed I am this happened in Alabama? First of all,
You should be.
When this popped off, everybody was like, oh my God, Conrad's wrestling. Check it out. Look, it's a fat guy who likes wrestling. I will tell you this, though. If I ever do wind up having to throw hands, it'll probably be near a Steak and Shake.
Where in Alabama was this again?
Fuck, I wish I didn't know.
Come on. Is it Huntsville?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's like South Alabama. I could be wrong, but I think it's like Dothan or some shit.
Okay.
Maybe it's Mobile. That might
Okay.
be right. Yeah, it's Mobile.
Okay, it's Mobile.
Yeah.
Great city, Mobile.
And at this point,
Great city, Mobile.
No, I'm not selling that at all.
I know that.
Mobile sucks, man.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Well, it sucks compared to Huntsville. Huntsville's the best town in Alabama. It's not close.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to argue with that.
You know another Alabama town. Look at this crowd. Is it any wonder when you look at this crowd that I married a woman from North Carolina?
Hey, you know what? I bet you could get laid in this crowd.
Yeah, I bet you could also. I'm gonna be nice.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna try.
Oh,
How about the seating here?
yeah, front row.
Look at this guy.
Bless her. You know what? Kids have to come.
Do you see those
witness
fucking
this.
sandals? Those sandals. Look at this guy. He's like, look at these crazy white people.
Now this is the guy from Golden Corral. Said, I need to shut this shit down.
No.
But then
They paid for it. I love you said shut it down. Let's run through this. You think that ring just magically appeared? It was fucking teleported? They had to set this shit up. This is a plan. It's not cheddar balls. Discover at Cheddar Falls. It's a cheese fountain, you motherfucker.
Hey, look at the locker room he came from.
Yeah, he came from, he was right in there eating the fake shrimp. I mean, the fake crab meat, imitation crab. Isn't that your favorite thing on a buffet style presentation? If you're at like the $2 buffet,
Yeah.
and there's crab there, it's imitation crab. Tell everybody what imitation crab is.
It's imitation crab.
Hey, so if you were a Nazi, would you run out and start high-fiving the black kids? And if you did, and you were one of the black dads, would you be a little nervous?
I think so. God.
I'm a
the
Nazi. It's frozen from the past. I've been unfrozen. Now I'm here to whip this clown.
And meanwhile,
Nobody even knows what he's saying.
oh my God.
David Tell's trying to give him some jokes.
Okay. Hey, I don't want to try to sound like a wrestling elitist.
Yeah, this is the worst shit ever.
Yeah. This gives what we do a bad name.
Dude, this is what, honest to goodness, this is what people in my life who are not wrestling fans think that you and I do. Got a Roman Reigns fan there in the crowd.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, next time I see Travis Langley, hit him in the head.
I love what this cameraman's like. We got to get a shot of Golden Corral. Everybody needs to know we're at Golden Corral.
And Discover Cheddar Balls.
Oh, look at this guy. Boy, drugs are bad. You know, here's a real question for you. If you were going to have a match and you could choose between the O'Charlie's parking lot, the Golden Corral parking lot, or the Steak and Shake parking lot, where are you going?
I'm going to the Golden Corral parking lot. You were going to say Old Charlie's, right?
No, absolutely not. I'm going Steak and Shake.
Okay.
Dude, it's cheeseburgers and milkshakes. How do you mess that up?
Yeah, but they don't have the chocolate fountain.
Yeah, dude, you don't want the chocolate fountain. You eat Golden Corral, you're going to have your own chocolate fountain.
Oh, I see that sign now says Discover Cheddar Falls, not Cheddar Balls.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. It's a
who
fucking cheese
knows?
fountain.
I can't even fucking read. And what does it matter?
What does it matter? Look at this fucking guy on the other side still shooting in portrait. Shoot it in landscape, you fucking hillbilly with your stupid ass sandals and your goddamn croaky sunglass gimmick.
Get out of the ring, dumbass.
No,
they're checking him.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Doink needs diet.
No. Doink need a diet. I don't know.
Okay.
Are you in the loop on this? Alabama Doink's dead.
Is he?
Yeah, he's super dead.
Did he die like right here?
No, not in front of you.
Well, I would imagine that anybody that size that try to take bumps on a regular basis and probably just shouldn't be in the ring. Put it that way.
I showed Bruce Pritchard this match last June.
Right.
And it was his first time seeing it.
Wow. It does. It gives us a bad name. It gives wrestling a bad name, but
what does that mean?
Well, okay, here's what it means. It means every fat fuck thinks they can get in the ring and be a wrestler.
Well,
and that's not the case.
Okay. Cause I mean, I'm seeing otherwise right now. I mean, are my eyes lying to me? I mean, am I not seeing what I'm seeing? Is this a figment of my imagination?
No, these Alabama Doink is not a wrestler. He's just he's a dead fat fuck now. He's just a fat fuck in the ring thinking he can take bumps. Look at this.
I don't think he thinks he can take any bumps. I haven't seen him take one.
Right.
He probably is running around saying, I'm a heat magnet, baby. Watch this heat I get. When I mumble into this microphone, say Golden Corral sucks. Look at that bottom turnbuckle. You don't have to worry about them trying to tear it off. They already did.
Oh, look at that. They got the ABC logo. I'm sure the ABC affiliate's happy about that. That lady running away for her life.
No. That ABC is a sign company that's ripped off the ABC logo.
Okay.
And you know, that's what you want. If you're going to hire a graphic designer to make signs for your business, you want somebody who's not original and just rips off other designs.
Right. And into the side of the locker room on wheels.
What's great is they both go in there afterwards. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I've always loved in situations like this where if that's the locker room, we're supposed to believe that they both go in there afterwards. You know, they hate each other so much that no ring can contain them, but they're both going to get in this little trailer together and somehow not run into each other.
There's a nut shot.
You ready for this?
No,
Get in the street. Imagine if you're just a regular motherfucker driving home, not a wrestling fan, and an obese clown is fighting a Nazi in the road on your way home. And there's no police. Everybody's cool. Oh, they're going to CVS. They must be going to get some somas.
Here's the guy in the, oh God. Oh, you know what? Here's the deal. I won't be able to unsee this the rest of my life. You know,
look at that Steak and Shake parking. Look across. Everybody's watching. I can't believe this.
It's a sellout. It is. Oh God.
Let this be a lesson to you. If you're in a death match, throw your opponent into shrubbery.
That's right.
Not like anything dangerous, like juniper.
Very good. Juniper.
Think I don't know things?
You know things. I thought Dave Silva would have known that, but you know that.
Well, he flatbacked right onto the grass.
Yeah, the hero shot. I'm going to bring him right across the traffic. I'm bringing him back. Oh, thank God. Pinfall's gone anywhere. That's over. Oh, God. He kicked out, man. You're talking about determination. You're talking about verve.
He's fighting from underneath. He's full of fire.
Look at this fucker stopping traffic.
David Tell.
Is David Tell still alive?
Yes, but if he knew that I compared him to this guy, he probably wishes he wasn't.
You see that, Doink? We're standing right in the crowd. Yeah, we're throwing Travis Langley off of Patreon.
No, I mean, here's the deal. Here's what Travis wants. I didn't even talk to Travis about this, but I know what Travis wants. Okay.
What does Travis want?
He wants you to call this straight. I'm going to lay out for a minute and let you do it.
Doink has the Nazi tied up around some sort of gimmick pole with a hook in it. And now he goes face first. Oh, the humanity. All right, kids, get out of the way. These are two professionals here. Don't get near him. Get up, get up, get up. You can get up. He's going to stagger back. He's going for the Cheddar Falls. Has yours gone into fast mode?
Yeah, but that's all Doink matches. Like, yeah, he starts working hyperspeed.
Okay, good. I just hope it just wasn't my video going into hyperspeed. So now he's, slow motion with the pole. Slow motion with the pole. Watch out. He's got him bent over. He's going to ram that pole right up. Oh no, that was in the back. Man, take a look at right in front of that Alabama limousine.
Oh, Tony. They're damaging someone's car right now.
Yes, they are.
That Maxima GXLE.
Oh, shit.
Look at
right off the showroom. It's an Altima.
Look at the kid in the background.
Ooh, what did I do? I hit a car. Ooh, what did I do? He's going to pin him now. One. No, only get a one count. He needs to take him and throw him now through that broken glass is what he needs to do. 1, 2. A 2 count. And in slow motion, they get up. Doink's got the gimmick again. What's he going to do now? Could he throw him through the broken glass of the car? Oh, the Nazi's up. What's his real name? Heidenreich?
Yes, Heidenreich.
Heidenreich into the midsection. Now using that gimmick again. Oh no, he's choking him. But it's all within the rules here. The referee cannot do anything at all. He just stands back and watches as these two competitors, these two finally honed athletes, 1, 2 on. And that could have been a first, ladies and gentlemen, where someone was pinned on the hood of a car without having sex. And now he's got the gimmick again. Oh no, he's got to move. This is going to crack open the clown's skull. Oh no, slow motion into the... Whose car is that?
That's the manager of Golden Corrals.
We'll teach you to have our wrestling show. No, they're not going to destroy another car, are they? Jeez. If I had the car on the right, I would be in panic mode right now. The car on the left, it's all over with. Just go ahead and let them destroy it. Collect your insurance if, in fact, you can. I'd love to hear that story with the insurance adjuster.
Tony.
Uh-oh. Yes.
You think this is a working car? He nearly fell off and he would have really hurt himself.
It's a working car.
I'm saying, look,
oh my God.
It's got,
oh no,
it's got spares and shit on it. There's no tag. This is not a working car.
He's got a windshield wiper. Did he peel off that? Yes, he does. He's got the windshield wiper. Oh, he got hit in the nuts. Actually, in the guts, right above the nuts.
Oh.
Heidenreich. Oh, now he's using that windshield wiper on the leg of Doink. Alabama Doink. Can he survive this?
How about Alabama Doink out of frustration breaking that windshield with his bare hands?
He was trying to escape. He was trying to break the windshield and crawl through the front of the car to seek shelter in the car.
Such power.
I see it. I get that. I understand. I'm with him. I've been this size. I've been to Golden Corral. I've had a big old fat guy try to pin me on. Well, I didn't do that, but watch out. They almost broke the windshield, almost went right through the windshield with that pinning combination. Pinning combination. Somebody's got to slam somebody right off this car. Come on. That's right. Get up top. Here we go. Last time we saw a clown up there, one of the insane clown posse broke his neck. Oh, my God. Rear naked choke. Rear naked choke. Where's filthy Tom Lawler when you need him? Rear naked choke. That's got to be it. He's got to be going out. He's got to be going out. Take a look at the gut on the, yeah. But the athlete that Doink the Clown Alabama Doink he is staying in this thing. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's going to power bomb him on the roof of the car. That could have been it, Conrad. Someone could have died up there. Someone could have died. Listen to you. Well, they could have. Look how dangerous it is up here. These men are throwing caution to the wind. These men are pulling out all the stops. These men are... Hand me another cliche quickly.
I got nothing, man. I don't even know what we're doing.
I've run out of cliches here.
This is the worst family reunion I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad. It's Uncle Fred.
Imagine for a minute if you're like the district manager of Golden Corral and you find out that this happened.
Yeah, you fire everybody. You lock your door, say, none of you people are allowed in our restaurant ever again. Well, I got to say that they are just, have I used throwing caution to the wind already? Have I used pulling out all the stuff? I think I've used those two cliches. But they are doing whatever it takes. Whatever they are giving 110%. These two athletes, he's using one as a nun. He is using, my God, he's using wipers as nunchucks.
Well, why wouldn't he? Everybody knows that that's what the Nazis used.
Talking about inventive. Oh my God.
What the fuck? Travis Langley, I hit you in the dick when I see you.
We better hang in here because, the backyard wrestling champion of Chicago, Bart Sarin, may do a run in here. Is he jerking off that pole?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Here he comes. I knew Alabama Doink would come back because he's from Alabama and he's a clown. I knew. Here he comes. He's mounting a comeback. Okay. Well, they're lost right now. They didn't rehearse this well enough. But when you're talented like this, you can just call spots as you go.
Oh yeah, they're just calling it in the ring, old school.
Right. Yeah, it's old school style.
This is Harley Race type shit, really.
Exactly. Okay, we put it in fast motion again and into the ring. Doink still has, the only weapon he knows to have on a car, and that is the windshield wiper. The tire and the tire iron were not available. And people are leaving in fucking droves.
Grandma and Grandpa there said, we've had enough. We came to eat, and that's enough of this shit. Oh, no, we're going to sit down and enjoy it. We're going to take these seats.
They brought those seats.
Mm-hmm. Discover Cheddar Falls.
You know,
they have been going so long, the sun is setting on this entire promotion.
Did you say they fast forwarded Doink running into the corner?
Yeah.
He ran so slow, they added a fast forward effect to make it look better.
That's what they did.
By the way, if you think me and you are not going to have to do a Patreon bit going through the line at Golden Corral now, you're wrong. Now, listen, do you want to just tell everybody? I mean, I feel like, I know it's been a while. It's been a bit of a tragedy in your family or whatever, but it's probably time to reveal the truth.
That Lois and I really are not married?
No, that laying flat on his back, dressed as a clown right now, may Lord rest his soul, is Jobber Schiavone. And this was his moment of glory, and he didn't want to, use his fame and fortune, the Schiavone name and fame and fortune to get over. He wanted to make his own connections. And the only way to know that the accolades he attained in wrestling were his and his alone, or to go under the hood of Alabama Doink
and do a job for a Nazi.
Now, as a reminder, I know some of our listeners are like, what are you talking about? In 2008, a former writer for the company revealed that in 2004, he pitched an idea directly to Vince McMahon to have Heidenreich return as a Nazi stormtrooper named Baron von Bava, who had been cryogenically frozen before being revived by Paul Heyman, complete with Heidenreich wearing the red armband with the swastika and even goose stepping to the ring. And while WWE would eventually have Heyman manage Heidenreich, the pitch was considered so shocking that McMahon left the boardroom speechless and didn't return for the rest of the day. And eventually that writer was no longer with the company, but it was actually pitched that this would be a cryogenically frozen Nazi. And thankfully that didn't happen. Unfortunately, what did happen is he wrestled Alabama Doink at the goddamn Golden Corral. And, I don't know, I guess it was sort of like our Alabama version of a spring break show where Lex Luger and Sting are taking flatbacks into the ocean.
I guess it is in a way. And it goes up there with the midget we had blow up the boat.
Tony, when I look at my clock, I feel like it's about that time.
It is that time. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you've enjoyed this Patreon bonus version. Travis Langley, you can go fuck yourself. And we're desperately out of time. We'll see you with another bonus show this month, only on
Golden Corral.
Only on what?
Golden Corral. Try it one more time.
Okay. That's exactly right, Conrad. We are at the end of our program. What a show it was. We just got to see Alabama Doink go up against Heidenreich and the frozen Nazi or whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. And Travis Langley, you can go fuck yourself. We are desperately out of time. We'll see you next time with a bonus show on
Golden Falls. No, Cheddar Falls. No, Golden Corral. No, Patron. Okay, after seeing that match, I realized, you know what? Maybe it's time we have some healthier sponsors here on the program. Can't just be all Golden Corral and Alabama Doink. You need to start taking AG1. Tony and I have been using it for quite a while now. You've probably heard about it on the show, but what is this stuff? Well, with one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens, literally everything you need to start your day right. It's a special blend of ingredients that supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, your recovery, your focus, your aging, all of the things, and I highly recommend it. It's lifestyle friendly. Whether you're trying to eat keto or paleo or vegan or dairy-free or gluten-free, there's less than 1 gram of sugar. There's no artificial anything. There's no GMOs, no nasty chemicals. It still tastes good, and it supports better sleep quality and recovery. It supports better mental clarity and alertness. Think of it as like your all-in-one nutritional insurance. And they have over 7,000 5-star reviews, so you know it's good. And right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WHW. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/WHW. All right, now let's move it on here. We've got yet one more piece of bonus content, and this is a special one. We did this bonus episode back in August of 2021, and buddy, we went way back into Saturday night's main event from 1987. And I got to admit, that actually predates my fandom. I was such a big fan of the WWF, but I didn't discover it until the summer of 88. So 89 was maybe like my peak fandom way back when. And then of course I fell in love with it all over again in 96, and 97's probably my favorite year. Anyway, since I didn't actually get to live through it, I tagged in a little stunt double, and we have a very surprise special guest here. It's such a good one. It's Saturday night's main event leading up to WrestleMania 3. And it was recommended to us at the time by the Low Key Big Hog known as the Mediocre Warrior from Wisconsin, who had this to say. I wasn't much of a wrestling fan at this point, but I happened to be a Boy Scout at an outing when this show came on, and I sat and watched it with the rest of the boys. This show reeled me in big time. To me, while the Battle Royal was subpar, Vince's commentary while Andre is coming to the ring was probably some of his best. The booking also had me convinced that Hogan was never going to beat Andre if they met in the ring. There was no mention of WrestleMania on the show, so I didn't know about it. Think about that. This is March 14th, 1987. We love the 80s here on this program. We primarily talk about the NWA and WCW, but every now and again we get to have some fun and branch out. And let's not forget, just 2 years after this, Tony Schiavone would be working there. But this is about as big as it gets. On the build to WrestleMania 3, it's Saturday night's main event from NBC with a special guest. I am pumped for you guys to see this. I can't wait for you to enjoy it. But before we do, we should talk about the way things used to be. I'm talking about in the 80s. I'm talking about in the 70s. I'm talking about the 60s, the 50s, the 40s. You see, our grandfathers, they were men's men, back when men were men. And they didn't need some of the stupid gimmicks that we have these days, and I am embarrassed to admit that I fell victim of it, but I found a better way. That's why I'm excited to talk to you about Henson shaving. Now hear me out. I've had a Henson razor for a while now, but it wasn't until about a month ago that I was bragging about it loud and proud enough with my dad that I said, you know what, I'm just going to get him one. And listen, in a matter of full transparency, we vet every new sponsor here. They send us their products, we try it, if we like it, we recommend it. However, I hadn't actually bought a Henson razor before, but I bought one for my dad, and I was blown away at how affordable it is. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much it costs. I want you to go see for yourself. But I will say this, I became a walking infomercial from Henson afterwards, because I knew it was better than what I had been using, but I just assumed it had to cost more. That is not the case. Henson shaving is going to get you a better shave than what you have right now, and it's also cheaper. But here's what's so cool about them. Henson Shaving is a family-owned aerospace parts manufacturer that's made parts for the International Space Station and the Mars rover. You see, razor blades are like diving boards. The longer the board, the more the wobble. The more the wobble, well, the more likely you are to have nicks, cuts, and scrapes. You see, a bad shave isn't really a blade problem, it's an extension problem. But Henson uses aerospace-grade CNC machines. So they make metal razors that extend just 0.0013 inches, which is less than the thickness of a human hair. That means a secure and more stable blade with a vibration-free shave. And it gets better. The razor has built-in channels to evacuate hair and cream, which makes clogging virtually impossible. Seriously, Henson Shaving wants the best razor, not the best razor business. That means no plastic, no subscriptions, no proprietary blades, no planned obsolescence. The Henson razor works with a standard dual-edged blade that gives you that old-school shave with the benefits of new-school tech. And once you own a Henson razor, it's only about $3 to $5 a year to replace the blades. Now I gotta tell you, when I held this razor in my hand, I thought, this is old school. Can I handle this? I was a little intimidated, I'll admit. But once I used it, I was surprised at how easy it was, and I was surprised how great it did, and I was even more surprised that I hadn't already been doing it. But what really blew me away the most was the cost. You're gonna make one investment up front, and I'm telling you, after that, it's like $3 to $5 a year in blades. How unbelievable is that? $3 to $5 a year, that's it from now on? It doesn't get any easier. There's no more running out. I mean, I just love this. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Henson. It's a great product. I believe in it. You will too. It's time to say no to subscriptions and yes to a razor that will last you a lifetime. You hear me? A lifetime. Visit hensonshaving.com/WHW. Pick the razor for you and use our code WHW. And buddy, you're going to get 2 years worth of blades for free with your razor. Just make sure to add them to your cart. 2 years worth of blades for free. That's 100 blades for free when you head to hensonshaving.com/WHW and use the code WHW. hensonshaving.com/WHW, and the code is WHW. You're going to be glad you did, and you're going to love this special episode of Saturday night's main event on the build to WrestleMania 3. Here we go. It's another piece of bonus content from patreon.com/WHW Monday.
Patreon subscribers are our friends. They stick with us through thick and thin. They're fond of the silly shit we do. If you don't like it, then screw you. We chat each Monday with video and have some fun, don't you know? And twice a month we'll settle in, do something special just for them. It's bonus podcast time. It's bonus podcast time. It's bonus podcast time. It's bonus podcast time. We'll watch the shows with you if you're Catholic, Protestant, or Jew. It's bonus podcast time. Can't think of anything else that rhymes.
We are talking with the one and only Mediocre Warrior. What's up, buddy?
Hello there, Mr. Schiavone, or Mr. AS.
How's things up in Wisconsin?
Hotter than blazes.
Really?
You know, it's bad when it's 85 degrees, but a heat index of 102.
Yeah, I was in Milwaukee recently, and it was kind of warm for Milwaukee, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I saw that Big Show threw out the first pitch at a Brewers game.
He sure did, and then they auctioned off his jersey for charity. It was a big day for the Big Show, so it was great. Great being in Milwaukee. It's great talking to you, my friend, and your bonus podcast is going to take us back to the 80s. Wow, Saturday night's main event. How about that? Tell us why this was your selection.
Well, Conrad always likes to talk about, what pulled you in, and that's the show that basically it made me a big fan.
Okay.
I'd always been a casual fan. My mom and dad liked to watch it, but I just happened to be up one night. I was at a Boy Scout outing, and they had that on, and the Battle Royal with Hulk and Andre in it. I mean, that just stuck me right in.
Right. Now, you said when you sent us your selection that there was no mention of WrestleMania on the show.
No. Well, I take that back. There was one way towards the end when they were talking to Roddy Piper, but other than that, no mention of WrestleMania.
Wow,
and I think Bruce had said they weren't allowed to plug pay-per-views.
Wow. Yeah, well, there you go. That's why you should never have a TV network do wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should only have wrestling companies do wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to sit back and watch this. I tell you, Warrior, I love the 80s, as you know, and this is from 1987, so I really look forward to that. And this is back, man, you were a Boy Scout, so you were just a little kid back then, weren't you?
Yep, I was 14.
All right.
No, 13. No, 13. Excuse me.
13 years old, very impressionable. And we're going to take a look back at Saturday night's main event from 2/21/1987. Hey, buddy, we appreciate you being out there for us, and want to let you know that we appreciate you being there for us on Patreon. And what keeps you busy up in Wisconsin?
Work, good old retail.
Oh, retail. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So you're on the front line.
Yeah.
You're on the front line with customers, right?
Oh, yeah. Been doing it 29 years.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, Warrior, it's great talking to you. Again, we're going to go back and take a look at Saturday night's main event, and we're going to enjoy it all together. And thanks for your time, and keep listening, okay, bud?
All right. Thank you, Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett First Arcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin Bogey, Magnum Dusty, Express Tag Team. Turner bought in Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and friends north they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off, center stage, Bischoff. Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette Champ, Vinnie Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules, cat back. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zigg's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make him chant. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when?
WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hello and welcome to What Happened When? And hell has frozen over. Paul Bromwell is on the August bonus podcast. How are you, Tony?
Hey, Paul, what the hell you doing? What the
Listen.
First of all, I want to start out by saying, in all sincerity, it's great being with you. That's number one. Number two, Conrad Thompson, go fuck his fat ass self.
Wow.
Okay. A lot of laughter going on here about that, as you can see. He's a lying piece of shit, okay? But he knows that. He knows that. He knows he is. But I'm so glad to bring you aboard, to have you with us. This is a bonus podcast that's only heard on our Patreon channel, WHW Monday. So this doesn't go out to Westwood One. It doesn't go out to Cumulus. Doesn't go out everywhere else. It is only right here. And it's great because we are going to, as you just heard, thanks to the mediocre Warrior who was just talking to us from Wisconsin, we're going to go back and take a look at a Saturday night's main event from 1987. Paul, how old were you in 1987?
Tony, I was 9 years old. I would have been 10 in September of that year. So there you go. Do the math.
You're much older than I thought, man.
Born in 77, September of
you are an old
77.
fucker. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
an old fucker. I'm a Virgo. Dude, okay, and I'm going to call your bluff here, okay? Okay, we're going to have fun, all right, with this fucking show. I'm not going to sit here like I do on the Kurt Angle podcast and read a goddamn script for an hour. We're going to have some fun,
An
okay?
F-bomb and a goddamn from Paul already.
Here we go. Hey,
Okay.
Tis the season, tis the show. Now listen.
Okay. All right.
You texted me today, hey, Paul, that fat-ass lying piece of shit, Conrad Thompson, he's pulling a flare, and he's not no-showing for my bonus podcast. Can you be a part of it?
Right.
And Paul has to sit there and think for a minute. And why does Paul have to think for a minute? Because Paul fucking heard this today on Tony's show.
I don't know how many more of these episodes I'm going to do.
What? Really?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you threatened to quit all the time back in the day. It might be my turn to start threatening to quit.
No, you're not going anywhere. That's
I'm going to get
number one.
Bromwell on here with you.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, criminy not.
Jesus criminy not, motherfucker. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, that's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
Well, here I sit in the pinch hit when you need a helper.
I love how you talk about yourself in third person.
Yeah, well.
Paul Bromwell sitting here. That's good.
Well, we're going to have fun. And you know what? We're not starting with the wrestling match. We're going somewhere a little different before we start into this show. Are you okay with that? Yeah.
I hope I am. I don't know. You're already cussing me, and we're like 5 minutes into the show. I don't know what to expect here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to What Happened When? Rebel.
Oh my God.
That is one of my favorite songs. Thank you, Pretty Polly.
Oh, it was. Hey,
That's why you're my man.
Listen, I couldn't think of any better song to play than you because you are a beauty. Tony talks about you every week. And by the way, they were talking about you several times on this show. And I have a few clips that I'd like to play.
Well, but before you go there, I want to say.
What?
He's stumbling already.
I want to say, hi, Rebel.
Hi, Schiavone. Oh my gosh, we're shooting the shit with Schiavone.
Shooting the shit with Schiavone.
Shooting the shit with Schiavone.
Yeah. This is my sushi date on Tuesday nights, and I just want to say it is the highlight of my week, being able to talk to her, and we've had some great times. We walked all over Milwaukee last week, but found a good place. Found a good place, didn't we?
We did. We tried to go to the Screaming Tuna.
Yeah.
Right next to that was the Love Shack.
The Love Shack and the Screaming Tuna right together.
Sounds
Paul.
like a good time to me, man.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Paul?
Screaming Tuna and the Love Shack. I don't know. You put two and two together, pal.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It is so good seeing you, beautiful thing, you.
Ooh.
You as well, Tony. I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead.
Tuesday is tomorrow, and I need a drink.
Okay, good. Because you've kind of ever since we were in Pittsburgh, you've kind of been not drinking much. You know, you kind of been slowing down.
Pittsburgh did me in, man. We went hard, and so we needed to detox. And I'm certainly ready for a stiff one.
Hey-o. And we're on all the time. This is going to be something. This is perfect. She's ready for a stiff one. Her and Schiavone are together tomorrow. We know that's not
Schiavone, why you red? Why you red, Schiavone?
Have you ever heard of the button on a fur coat? Have you ever heard of that phrase, Rebel?
No.
No, it's no such thing as one.
Okay.
So, Paul, where were we going with this now? What were we talking about?
I have a few things, a few clips, if you will, that I would like to play and get a little bit of a reaction from Rebel. If that's okay.
Let's do it.
You guys ready? Because this was.
Lord, please have mercy.
Tony, this is all for you, buddy. See if you shit on Bromwell anymore. Here we go. Here's the first one. Here we go.
Okay. And we need to, if they go in the ring, we need to take a close look at Dennis Condrey because I think his beard back then looks like mine now. And I was wondering I wonder if I should have a blonde mullet like him.
I don't think you could look any more stupid on TV. So I say try it. If you're going to persist in wearing these fucking earrings and dressing like it looks like you dressed in the dark.
Rebel, what say you about the Schiavone style or lack thereof? Does he need a makeover? Are the earrings working? I want your opinion on this.
Look, I'm fine with the earring. Let him have his damn earring.
Thank you.
Yeah, but also I really do look forward to seeing what Schiavone is going to wear because every shirt and every pant has a name. The colors have a name.
Right, they do.
Yeah, like
I know.
Like Barracuda blue or something.
Barracuda blue. Robin's egg blue. As a matter of fact, Rebel, don't laugh, Paul. It's some serious shit I'm talking about here. This Tommy Bahama colors. They hire a lady to name these colors. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw, but on Dynamite last time, I interviewed the great CM Punk, which was obviously a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And he said on his Twitter account that he was thrilled to be able to be interviewed by me. Also, someone had the balls enough to wear mauve pants on TV. Well, I love CM Punk, but they're not mauve, motherfucker. These things are filtered lilac. Those are the colors. Get the colors right. Filtered
motherfucking lilac.
Damn straight. Okay. So there.
And to be honest, though, Tony, I'll out you out just a little bit, right?
Yep.
There's only one time I said, what color scheme you got going? You had on an outfit. Was that the night you had on an outfit? And it was last week, wasn't it? And I did say, because you color coordinate, but you didn't coordinate that night.
I think Rebel, I had purple, which would have been Moro shorts and a coral green shirt, and purple and green kind of don't go together.
And then you had a red tie.
No, I had red underwear on.
No, I didn't see those.
Okay.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
No, on TV I had the filtered lilac, and I think I had a pink shirt. They didn't match. They were like, and then a red tie.
Well, I think it was the combo though, because then you also had your AEW sports coat on. It was I don't remember what night it was or and what it was, but it was like pink pants, green shirt, and a red tie with a black blazer.
Yeah, that was.
And I was
what in the hell?
Well, I'm all about color. I think you got to be colorful. You do this
yes,
blue
absolutely.
and gray.
Who knows? You could have popped on camera, and I just in person just looked different. But you usually do a great job of color coordinating.
Thank you very much.
Tommy Bahamas.
I love Tommy Bahamas. I love it.
You did finally get some black dress shoes, I've noticed.
Really, you check my shoes too,
Oh, yeah.
Laurie Schiavone.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's all my daughter does. What kind of shoes you wear? And I said, don't look at my fucking feet. If you're looking at my feet, you're looking at the wrong thing. Look at CM Punk. Look at Britt Baker. Look at Rebel. Don't look at my freaking feet.
All you need is one pair of black shoes and one pair of brown shoes, Shivani. Get it right.
I've got 3 pairs of black shoes now.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa, look at you.
I'm shitting in high cotton, baby. I'm making that Tony Khan money. What I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, it wouldn't stop there, Rebel. We have another clip if you guys are ready. Here we go. This one's specifically directed to you. Here we go.
Oh, my God. There was a lot of, let me tell you something.
Oh, a lot of babies and daddies, too.
Yeah.
So many babies and daddies. I wonder if there's any baby daddies.
Probably.
Do you want to be a baby daddy?
No, I've had 5 babies. Thank you very much. I have 6 grandchildren. I don't want to go there again. Why do you always go down this road?
Hypothetically.
No, I don't know. Nope.
What if Rebel came to you in earnest
stop it.
and said,
Stop it.
I'd like for you to be my baby daddy.
No, you don't.
I want my baby to have the voice of our childhood as a baby.
No. Why do you start this shit? Why do you start this terrible shit? This is terrible.
You wouldn't help her out?
Rebel is a nice young lady.
That's right.
Who has a great sense of humor.
What if she wants a family, Tony?
Well, then let's find her someone to have she's got a fiance. Would you stop it?
But she might, listen, they might be cool with that. You don't know. Have you even asked?
No. Why would I ask?
Do me a favor. Just text her right now on the air. Can we have a baby? And let's just see what she says.
Rebel, what the hell?
Well, first of all, I need to intercede here. I apologize for that, Rebel. As you can tell, he ain't worth a fuck. He ain't worth a fuck. He ain't worth a fuck.
Conrad is such a shit stir.
He's the worst.
Oh my God.
So if you were to get a random text message out of the blue from Schiavone, it said, do you want to have a baby? I mean, what in the world are you knowing? Hey, he's just full of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I would laugh hysterically just because that's the way we can talk to each other. You know, like Shivani and I have some great combos, and they can go crazy real fast.
Oh
yeah, we got to texting the other night after in Milwaukee after Dynamite, and she sent me a cartoon, and I immediately sent her a very, very horrible text back. Remember I said, and then she immediately texts back, no, that's not what I was talking about. So we do that all the time. We say just terrible things. And
we try to have a normal conversation, but for some reason, everything that comes out of our mouths ends up being dirty.
That's right.
and that's what this show's all about. I'm giving you a taste of what happened when. This is their irreverence every single week and why so many love it. So, it's all good as long as
it's different. It really is.
Well, speaking of irreverence, there was also a conversation around waterbeds, and your name got brought up once again in that conversation. So we're going to ask you a little bit about that. Here we go.
Oh, this would be new. Okay.
Okay. What were you asking again?
Waterbed fucking. What was it like to fuck on a water? Just tell us real quick and move on.
I don't know. I never did. Never had a waterbed. Never been on a waterbed ever. Ever.
Get your phone out and text Rebel and ask her.
Oh, leave. Stop.
Once again, Tony's trying to protect you.
Yeah.
As the nice guy that he is. And Conrad wants to know about waterbed fucking.
It's my friend. I'm going to protect my friends. I always do. So,
Rebel, are you comfortable enough to talk about if you've ever had an experience in a waterbed?
easy.
Yeah. Listen, my brother used to have a waterbed, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Now, like as a kid, I loved it. It was really fun, but I have never done it on a waterbed.
Yeah.
So I can't give a fair.
You can't answer it. You don't know. You haven't done it. But this is what this show is all about right now: is getting the answers to the questions that have been put out there.
This show apparently is about bullshit. And let me ask you this: do they still have water beds? They don't have them anymore, do they?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't think they do.
They're not very popular.
My knees would still get scuffed if I did it on the waterbed.
I love you.
She's the best. She's the best. I knew from enough happy hours with this woman over the last almost year that this would be great. All right.
Yeah, now you know what our Tuesdays are like. We just cut up and have a great time to the point to where we don't want anybody else with us because we just like to bullshit and people don't get our humor sometimes. So.
Yeah, sometimes I don't get it. Maybe we make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just need a freaking drink.
Yes, exactly right.
Well, I'm glad we haven't made you uncomfortable yet. We only have one more, and then we're done. Okay, then you can stop sweating, and we're good. Here we go. Here's clip 6.
I'm real busy today. I've got to go trim my toenails and shave my sack for Rebel.
Rebel is a nice young lady, and don't you dare again sully the name of
I'm not
Rebel.
sullying. I love Rebel. I'm not sullying her.
Okay.
I bet you've done all the sullying.
No, would you please? Oh, look at that elbow from Superstar Bill Dundee, baby.
How were you the first time you trimmed your beanbag?
Stop it.
That's it. How old was Tony when he first trimmed his beanbag? But there's Conrad trying to sully the name, the good goddamn name of Rebel on What Happened When once again.
Rebel, I'm sorry I had to hear all that.
What is your reaction to all of that, Rebel? She's speechless, Tony.
I know better than
Conrad
that.
is such a shitster.
Yes.
It's quite hilarious, and he's funny. He's funny to listen to be honest.
Yeah, he's fun to look at too. Yeah.
Well, listen, you are a great sport. I appreciate you coming on and doing this. Tony had no idea that I was pulling you in or doing any of that.
Yeah.
But you were a great sport. I texted you today after I got the text, and you said, hell yeah, I'll jump on and be a part of it. But I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. So I appreciate you doing that.
You know, Schiavone's one of my favorites. He is my favorite. And so I would do anything for him. And so coming on and shooting the shit with Schiavone, I'd do it anytime.
Well, I love you, baby, and I'm going to see you in sushi. I mean, I'm going to see you eating sushi. We're going to have dinner tomorrow night.
Good, because I need a stiff one. Let's do it.
She needs a stiff one.
Yeah.
We can't top that this show, Tony. So there you go.
All right, Rebel. Thanks, honey.
You're good
Love
to go.
ya.
Thank you so much. We'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, Pretty Polly. Love you too.
All right, love you. We'll see you.
Bye.
Wow. Tony, that was a lot of fun. She's so cool.
Yeah, she is. Absolutely.
And she's gone just like that. Rebel has left the building.
Just like that, she's out of my life.
Rebel, Tony, so far, how's it going? Is Bromwell never coming back after this?
No, Paul, you're doing great.
Never coming back after
No,
that.
you're doing great. You're really doing great. You got to learn, when you're on What Happened When, you just got to learn to loosen up and be yourself. And, you really have to.
You know what? Time out. Let's press pause on the playback right now because I want to address the elephant in the room. I feel like some of you have a hard on for me whenever I log on to social media and I see that there are some negative comments that we had to play a best of. All right. I'm working hard for you, baby. I'm sitting here. I'm ready to record. But Tony Schiavone is one of the most powerful men in wrestling. If you're not sure about that, ask him. He'll be glad to tell you. So my point is, between spending all weekend doing the shows down in Orlando and then working very diligently to make sure that we got the shows on the air this week, all the stuff that you need for the countdown show and 2 live wrestling shows, plus, as if that's not enough, the pay-per-view, man, there's only so much Tony to go around. So I'm saying all that to say, if you got a hard on with me over best ofs, you better make sure it's a proper hard on brought to us by BlueChew. I need a purple-headed yogurt slinger. I need a blue veiner. Okay, I get it rigid for me. That's what I need. Like, if you're gonna do it right. Do it with BlueChew, a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Take them anytime, day or night. So plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. And the process is simple, y'all. You sign up at BlueChew.com, you consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And here's the best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And BlueChew's tablets, man, they're made right here in the USA. They're prepared and shipped directly to your door, all in a discreet package. So if you could benefit when it's time to perform, you need a little extra confidence when it's time to throw down, chew it and do it. Let's have some better sex, y'all. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try BlueChew free when you use our promo code WHW at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. The promo code is WHW to receive your very first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring the podcast and your hard wieners. With that in mind, let's get back to Saturday night's main event from 1987. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Man.
Yeah, that's what I've realized. I mean, listen, Tony, let's be honest. What happened when is where it starts and ends for me personally. Yeah. So that's the show that grabbed my attention. It's really the only one. Yeah. Yes, I'm admitting it, that I still listen to every week from start to finish. So it's an honor to be here, and I hope we have some fun. And if you're ready, we can jump into actually what we're here for.
Okay. As we heard from the Mediocre Warrior, we're going to go back and take a look. Now, the date that he and I talked about, and I recorded that earlier, was wrong. It is not in February of 1987. It is in March of 1987. If you go to the Cock, the Peacock, that is, the network, it will be Season 3, Episode 2 of Saturday night's main event, March 14th, 1987. That is the direct one. So we'll give you a second to get there now if you want to watch along with us. And we're going to be stepping out a lot here, Paul, and listen to the interviews and everything. Because, you know, you said, what, you were 9 years old back then?
I was 9 years old. Yes, sir. This is the build right up to WrestleMania 3 time.
Yeah. And what is interesting, and that the Mediocre Warrior told us, is that there was like one mention of WrestleMania during the show. And then you got to think, really?
Yeah.
The build up to WrestleMania, and there's one mention of WrestleMania? Well, it's because that's what NBC wanted. They didn't want them to promote. They wanted them to just have a show. And there you go. That's why a television network should never own a wrestling company.
There you go.
Because they don't know how to do it. The only way it works is the way we do it in AEW right now. We're a wrestling company. We have an agreement with a network. The network does not run wrestling.
Right.
So, I mean, you see what ESPN has done with sports now. They've run it in the fucking ground. And that's my opinion, not Paul's. So, anyway, here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready to do this, Tony.
Okay.
I'm all queued up, and when I hit play, we're going to do the countdown here.
Okay.
When I hit play, I'm going to track it like you guys do so we can hear some of this hot start off to the card. So with that, here we go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Tonight in the 20-man over-the-top battle royal, I have no friends. The most dangerous match in professional wrestling means each man out for himself. My main objective, to get even with Andre the Giant. When you tore my shirt, when you tore the cross off my chest, when you tore the heart and souls out all those little holsters. That was the reason I got in this 20-man battle royal. You broke the rules, man. Now there are no rules. Survive with the fittest. Bodies flying out over the top everywhere. My eyes, Andre the Giant, main concern will be focused on your 7'5", 500-pound, big, nasty body. And sooner or later in the battle royal, it's going to be just you and me.
That's right. You're going to have your eyes on this gentleman right here. But that's all you're going to have on him. He's going to have his eyes on you and his hands all over you, because this is the greatest athlete in the history of sports.
Tonight is the first time that I've ever been the prize in a match. If Randy wins, I stay with him. And if George wins, he gets the title and he gets to keep me. Tonight is definitely the scariest night of my life.
If she thinks she's scared, imagine how Tito Santana and Danny Spivey feel when they meet the Hart Foundation for the first time on Saturday Night Main Event with the World Tag Team titles at stake.
It may be our first time, but it'll be their last time.
It's a fact, men get hungry. But Damien hasn't eaten in over a month, so he's ready. So why don't you join us? A special invitation from the snake. Watch us feast on 400 pounds of white meat, known as King Kong.
Give me the 80s, baby.
Oh, Paul Bromwell. I am digging this, buddy.
Oh, this is awesome, Tony. It's my childhood, baby.
Blackjack Mulligan.
Let's play a little of this intro from Jesse and Vince.
Okay, yeah.
Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. We're here at the Joe Louis Arena. Some 20,000 fans have gathered to witness one of the great World Wrestling Federation events. Hello, everyone. I'm Vince McMahon, along with Jesse the Body Ventura. Jesse, does Jake the Snake know that you're wearing Damien's sister?
Oh, you're real funny, McMahon, for somebody who doubled Burgess Meredith as the Penguin on Batman. You're real clever.
We'll get back to that later on, but right now let's speak of two of the participants in the 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Let's speak of Hulk Hogan. And let's speak of Andre the Giant. These two former friends indeed lived life the same, saw life the same way, but now indeed I'm sure there has been a parting of the ways of their relationship. As a matter of fact, right now, Mean Gene Okerlund is standing by with a Hulkster.
Listen, like you said, absolute no mention of, oh, by the way, they're fighting at WrestleMania.
Right. Just a couple of things about Saturday night's main event, because I had a chance to work there in '89 when they did Saturday night's main event. The WWE would tape on one night. They would tape Superstars, which was their top show, syndicated show. The next night they would tape Challenge, and now they're showing the big angle from Piper's Pit.
Yes,
where he turned heel,
ripped the cross off, and cuts Hogan's chest a little bit. Yep.
So they also had once, I don't know how often we did it, but during Superstars, they would also tape Saturday night's main event. And Dick Ebersol and his crew would come in and they would script every interview. They even scripted what Vince and Jesse said right there. Everything was scripted. And I think Saturday night's main event is kind of like the forerunner here of what they're doing now, the WWE, with writers and scripting everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what NBC wanted, and that's what they did. And Dick Ebersol was a great guy. I got to know him. And so that's how they did it. And they did the on cameras here, but they did the commentary back in Stanford.
Quick note here, Tony, while we're watching this, we were jamming and dancing in our chairs to the opening music. That was an all-time great hit. But originally for this year, for this one, and I found this in my notes here, this featured Animotion's Obsession. Do you remember when they played that song first?
I sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great 80s song.
Yeah.
Obsession is. So now they do a great job here of just showing. Look at Howard Finkel run out of the way. Just good stuff, man. Think about how many people are no longer with us here.
I know. We got George Steele. He tosses Savage over. They're doing the recap of the story here of Savage. And George, running to the back with Miss Elizabeth with that green tongue. And she's just scared to death.
You could be the son of George the Animal Steele with that nice.
I don't have the green tongue. The back hair's pretty close, but yeah. We can braid that back hair, buddy.
Oh, he was something else. I had a chance to... about a year before he died, do an autograph session in Allentown.
Oh.
With George Steele, and Justin Credible was there. And let's track this, Paul.
Let's do
is
it.
Too good.
All seen what happened in a recent main event. Are you fearful that George the Animal Steele might try something tonight?
Well, Gene, I am scared.
What are you scared? No, that's you talking to her right there. Scared woman, man. I'm the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, I will prevail. Yeah, because I'm psyched up.
Randy, have you ever had more on the line than you have tonight? I mean, your belt's on the line, and also your manager, Elizabeth, although Some say she's more than just a manager.
Listen, you little duckpin, man, I could slap you right now and throw you right through that Saturday night main event right there, yeah. Don't you worry about my relationship with Elizabeth. The important thing is that I'm going to take that hairy bozo out there, George the Animal Steel, put him down and pin him 1, 2, 3, and hurt him real bad. Understand that? Yeah, oh yeah, real intense. Yeah, go ahead, yeah. Guess what, Elizabeth? Let's go on down that aisle right now.
No, wait a minute. Not tonight, not tonight. Elizabeth enters last. Those are the rules, Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah, rules. Well, rules are made to be broken, and your neck could be broken. You understand that?
No, it's
Do
okay.
nothing. I'm going to go put him away.
All right, apparently a very nervous Macho Man Randy Savage with everything on the line tonight. I can't wait. Back to you, Vince.
There we go, Tony. Thoughts?
Just one of the greats of all time. I mean, two of the greats of all time. Gene Okerlund just knew how to do it, and Randy Savage. A lot of people mimic Randy Savage, Paulie.
Yeah.
But not everybody gets it right.
There's the he has the classic Intercontinental title that now our buddy, your best friend, Conrad is in possession of.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the belt with the red WWF logo there. So,
are you a belt collector?
I'm not a collector, but I have had my share of belts, but nothing near the amount of what Conrad has.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a red TV that Dave Milliken made and that Arn carried. And I do have an AWA and Mate from Top Rope Belts. And I did order the AEW replica belt that they just launched in the summer.
Wow, it's tremendous, Paul.
Yeah, isn't that fantastic? Now that we're all bored to tears. How about Elizabeth being up for grab here? Here's my dad. Here we go.
Georgian, manager.
Well, not yet, George. You're going to have to win Elizabeth in the match tonight. You understand that?
When? Elizabeth. Bye-bye.
Well, I hate to say it, Elizabeth, but you could flip a coin. Heads you lose, tails you lose. Not a real comfortable situation to be in. Let's go back to you, Vince.
Elizabeth, the woman, a few words there on that one. And
I'm going to say, tomorrow night I would say, Rebel, sushi, win.
How does it feel? You are the Mean Gene now of AEW, pal. That's what you do.
Well, you know what? I'm honored. I've had a number of people say that to me. I'm honored because I really think Jim Ross is the boy. They're Miss Elizabeth this thing up, man.
Do you want me to go back to her real quick?
You want me to do her?
Oh, do we? Can we? No, it's too late.
That's too late.
Yeah.
Jim Ross, the greatest play-by-play guy ever, no question. But I think the greatest wrestling announcer of all time is Gene Okerlund. If you put everything together, because of how he could work the stick and how he was a character.
Yeah.
Jim Ross, the greatest play-by-play guy of all time, but there's nobody better than Gene Okerlund. And, you know, this is also, think about this. This is kind of like an angle, or this thing that Randy and Elizabeth did would not play today because he was mean to her, and that was his character, right?
Yeah.
You know, he always bossed her around, and she had to follow him to the ring, and this would not play today.
He told her where to stand, couldn't move.
Right.
Yep, no way. And this is where she's in the lifeguard chair, if you will, down by ringside.
Yes, this lifeguard chair was apparently made at 3:00 that afternoon.
Lifeguard chairs are us, as Conrad would say. And here comes Steamboat. We're getting the build for WrestleMania 3. He's intercepting Macho as they're coming down the aisle.
There you go.
There's Pat Patterson on the right. You see him there?
Yeah, I see Pat Patterson. Let's see who else I can recognize. Oh, there's Gerald Briscoe, I believe.
Yeah, Gerald Briscoe
was over there beside Pat. There's Gerald on the left. Is that no? Wait a minute. Maybe not.
I definitely see Pat.
All right. Well,
I don't recognize
no, that's not Gerald.
Dudes.
There's
Joey Morella. He made his way as well.
Yeah, Joey Morella. Okay. I thought it was Gerald Briscoe. Wasn't it? Pat?
Maybe this was
dark.
like Atlas Security before they were Atlas Security. I don't know these guys. They're gray suit coats.
I you know what? I started working for them 2 years later, and I don't know these guys either. I really don't. Of course, we obviously know Hebner.
Yeah.
David Hebner. And
wow.
So here we go. I mean,
here we go. Not a technical match by any stretch.
No, he's going to gnaw on him,
he's
bite on him.
His head like a coconut.
That's right.
And but this is going to be entertaining. There he does. He does my dad's doing the jig around and we're just going to call him my dad for the rest of this.
Well, most fans know this already. You know, he was Jim Myers was a smart guy. He was a school teacher, very intelligent guy. He had been a school teacher, and you talk to him in real life, and it's kind of like, you know, talking to Baron von Raschke in real life. You go, really? This is George Hannibal Steele? Just really a good guy. Oh, you know, people have asked me this all the time. Is this guy a good guy? Is this guy a good guy? Everybody's a good guy. Everybody was, except Conrad Thompson.
Except Conrad, who, you know, he had to go commentate at a show in St. Louis.
Wow, I guess his commentary career is off and running now, right?
Yeah, you could say that again. He did the first 2 matches, Tony.
Did he really?
Yeah, him, Joe Galley, and Velvet Sky for that pay-per-view.
Wow.
I don't know. What do they say? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I love the card. It was a good show. But you know what? I was sitting there and I was texting somebody and I said, you know what would have been cool? And I know it can't work, but the freaking doors open and all that bullshit. Yeah. I would have thought it'd been fun to see Tony Schiavone and David Crockett come down and call an NWA match.
That's not going to happen.
But it would be so fun as a fan to see.
Yeah, well, you know, you saw that on Elevation recently. We were in Charlotte. That's good enough.
But I know, but you guys are worth the NWA to a lot of us.
Well, you know, I appreciate you saying that. And again, that you're going back to the 80s.
Yeah.
And during this era right here, this is, you know, we were doing studio shows around this time. And
but when you see that ring and those colors and the blue and yellow, and that was the height of the Crockett era. That was the height of the NWA, and they're trying hard to reestablish the brand.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, Connie was there, as JR would say.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So good for him.
He just couldn't be here for you today.
No, he just couldn't be here after it. And I don't mind him not being here today for me, but when he says he is and then he doesn't, that's kind of like, you know, that's wait a minute, he's going to go eat a
he's tearing up the turnbuckle.
Yeah, he's eaten one already, so he's going to eat another one. Meanwhile, Randy's
that's one that Conrad won't have on his shelf at home.
That's right. Meanwhile, Randy's selling until he got all the guts out of it, and well, hit this.
Dave Hebner got it in the eyes, and now he's going after Liz. Why do I sound like I have to take a bowel movement when I do George Steele?
I don't know.
Help me with my George Steele. No. It's like a battle on hemorrhoids.
No, listen, you got the Conrad role. Go ahead, be the funny man.
Be the dipshit, Bromwell. Well, Savage with the lifeguard chair to the hairy back of George Steele.
Oh, all right. The Mediocre Warrior, by the way, who again got the date wrong, but he's from.
I love some Mediocre Warrior, by the way. He's a good dude.
He is a good dude. And we appreciate him asking for this bonus podcast. He said that Vince did a hell of a job in talking about Andre as Andre was making his way to the ring for the Battle Royal. So we want to step out on that.
We're definitely going to track that. I saw that in his notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, ooh. Yeah.
Is this like a no rules match? What are we watching here? People are over the top rope. They're using chairs. I think the disqualification's already happened, Tony.
Yeah, I think it has too. Yeah. So he's going to leave. He didn't get Liz. Liz took a powder, as we like to say. And so you didn't win the title. No, we're going to throw it out. Oh my God. Paul, how are you on disqualification? Do you for him or against him?
You know what? I understand they're part of the business. I think for big cards though, don't give me a disqualification.
Give
me some closure.
Thank goodness that in AEW that they're not part of the business. You know,
good.
At least that's the way Tony.
Look at that poster.
Oh.
If they would have just gone 6 inches lower on that poster, it would have been the best seller. But hey, it still looks good. Oh, there's Hogan. He's pumping up the biceps, the triceps, the quads. Man, he's really beating that stick off.
They are Hulkamania.
My God.
They are Hulkamaniaing it up, buddy.
That looks like Andrew Hermis on a Saturday night. Holy shit, the way he was beating that stick.
Okay, so there.
Let's talk about Mark Nelson real quick. Can we talk about him?
Do we have to?
No,
okay.
Fuck him.
How many famous people has he taken a pic? Okay. Hillbilly Jim, Outlaw Ron Bass, Sika, Tama Hercules, Paul Orndorff, they all in the ring. Get ready for a battle royal.
You want to track some of this, his intro?
I do. I wanted to hear the intro.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope all the way out to the concrete, and that's a long way to the ground, brother.
Long way down, and more injuries occur in this type of match than perhaps any other. I mean, it's every man for himself.
Most definitely every man for himself, because the last one in that ring gets the money.
Well, the money is not the big story in this particular Battle Royal, because for the first time ever in the same ring in the Battle Royal, we have an undefeated giant for 15 years undefeated, and of course, champion Hulk Hogan. Gene is with the giant now.
With me right now, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and the biggest man in professional sports, Andre the Giant, the king of the Battle Royals. As a matter of fact, he's won more Battle Royals than any other man. And Andre, apparently you've got a little insurance policy with you tonight in Bobby Heenan.
Hey, pal, what do you mean insurance policy? I want to be as close to that ring as I possibly can be, because I'm going to watch this man here, the greatest athlete in sports today, throw Hulk Hogan over that top rope to the cement floor. For 3 years, Hogan, you have hid from this man. Didn't once offer him a championship match. Now, tonight, I know your strategy. You're going to try to hide behind all those other wrestlers. If he has to walk over every wrestler, throw everyone out single-handedly, he's going to get his hands on you tonight.
All right, what about it, Andre?
Hogan, I want you.
All right, Andre the Giant, the biggest man in
It's like Uncle Sam here. Here we go.
ego in professional wrestling, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Vince, let's go back to you.
How come that little creep never throws it to me? And I'll tell you what, Bobby Heenan don't have the biggest ego in professional wrestling. That chump champion, Hulk Hogan, has the biggest.
I think Tony Schiavone would disagree.
Yeah. Well, you know, you can't help but reflect back on the past relationship of these two as the announcements are made for the participants in the Battle Royal coming into the ring. When you look back to the past, I mean, these two men, Andre and Hogan, they were like brothers.
Introducing.
I mean, each helping the other out along their way, ensuring that we were both seeing things the right way. I can remember when Hulk Hogan was attempting to become champion of the world, and Andre the Giant right there at his side all the way. I can remember Hulk talking about how he chose Andre as his role model in his quest for the title, how Andre would conduct himself in the company of children, his kindness to them, how he would show his sense of fair play in as well as out of the ring, his enormous pride in himself and for mankind. But I'll tell you, boy, has Andre taken a detour. And don't just blame Andre's conduct on Bobby the Brain Heenan, because down deep, Andre had to harbor resentment. He had to harbor jealousy. And whatever dark secrets Andre holds in his heart, not just Hulk, but I think I could speak for almost every fan in the world, we've all been thrown to the mat by Andre's recent actions.
Oh, bring me the crying doll, McMahon. It breaks my heart. Don't you understand for 1 minute that friendship does not enter in business? This is business. The man wants a shot at the championship of the world.
Hulk Hogan, electrifying this capacity crowd.
You better cut that down or we'll get sued.
I tell you what. Well, no, we're on Patreon, so they can't
that's
sue
right.
us.
Yeah,
So we're good.
But that song really drives it, doesn't it?
I tell you what, man, when that music hits, but Mediocre Warrior, you absolutely nailed it. Vince, and the storytelling right there.
Yeah, you nailed it to a certain extent.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
He was reading a freaking script.
You could definitely tell they were in a studio there.
Yeah, right. It was, but it was good. You're right. It was a hell of a build up to Andre coming to the ring. He's exactly right.
Yeah, you nailed it. Vince really kind of gave you that that storytelling that we love in wrestling, the good versus evil, what Andre has done and who he was and how he has changed. And I think he articulated it very well. And now we're all excited for what's about to go down here.
Yeah, I wonder if Hogan and Andre will be the last ones in there.
And they don't touch. Do you notice Orndorff comes and cuts it off so that Hogan and Andre don't touch?
Yeah, very, very well done. God, Paul was a great performer, wasn't he? Man.
I was thinking the same thing. As soon as we went to track it, he was the one who was coming down the aisle.
Yeah, and God bless him, but I don't know how much they're going to show, but Nikolai Volkov ain't going to do much here. He's just going to watch him. See,
look at Honk Tonk.
Yeah, Honky Tonk.
See ya, he's gone.
Yeah.
Back to playing the guitar, pal. You're out of here. Go play with your guitar. And Jimmy Hart. Mouth of the South. Good Lord. You got Butch Reed in here. Hacksaw.
Oh,
Butch
my God.
Reed. Yeah.
Whoa. How about that?
Right before he started Netflix. Here he is.
I think King Tonga's in here, too. I think Haku's here.
Haku is here.
Or maybe he's not. Maybe that's.
He is. I just saw him in the middle of the ring. Okay. That's definitely him. Right there, behind Orndorff.
Yeah, there he is. So obviously we know if this was not a work, he'd win it.
Looks like one of the members of the Jackson 5 there with his haircut. But yeah, he's right there in the middle of the ring with Lanny Poffo, who's looking for a corner to hide in. So he can do what he needs to do.
Oh God, man, you're just see, you fit the Conrad role very, very well because you go in the gutter quickly.
Listen, this is a show. I don't have a fucking script, and I can just say whatever I want. I love this.
So how is it working with Kurt Angle? So anyway,
don't get me started. You heard Conrad on your show. Paul, you say this. If you say 2 seconds more, I will fucking destroy you. Yes, sir, Mr. Angle. Whatever you want. It's time to sell your sneakers and your protein bites.
Yeah. When I see him next weekend, I'm gonna say, "Hey, I love your show."
Don't you dare!
I'm gonna say, "I love your show." Paul Bromwell does a great job with you. And what's the name of your show again?
It's the Kurt Angle Show.
Okay, Kurt Angle Show. Yeah. Hey, was there somebody a bloody miss right there going over the top rope?
You know what?
Somebody was bleeding. Holy
I missed
shit.
it. I was looking at you and I missed it.
Okay, somebody's bleeding. Man.
Okay, and there's Barry Windham's dad in the corner there.
Yeah, Blackjack was the man, buddy. Yeah. He's no longer with us.
It's so many talented 80s performers here, Tony. Mm-hmm. All superstars.
Blackjack, I've said it many times, was my favorite wrestler of all time.
Oh, it's Lanny. Lanny, that's right. He got busted open the hard way.
Yeah.
I'm remembering this a little bit now.
Okay. There's it. It
is all over the floor. The Doctor of Style, Slick, and Heenan are running to the other side, but he is totally, they got a gurney out here looking like MASH.
Yeah. And you know what? And I have a feeling there's a lot of panic going on.
Yeah.
Because we're right in the midst of the AIDS pandemic here. And
I think it was Andre Headbutt, if I recall, having watched this before. I think he took it the hard way. Andre Headbutt.
Wow. How about that?
He's in the fetal position going down the aisle there, Tony. That looks like an AEW show where like Matt Hardy gets socked in the face or something.
Jesus. Poor old Matt.
My God, did you see his face?
Yes,
it looked like a softball smacked him in the head.
I saw it the next day.
Holy shit.
And then who was it? Sammy Guevara threw a chair at him and opened up his head.
This guy's like a magnet.
Then he did a power bomb in that one pay-per-view, and I'm thinking, Matt, slow the fuck down, buddy.
His wife's going to have a stroke or something one of these days on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hillbilly Jim, here's Hillbilly. They got him in the corner. Don't go messing with the country boy. And but he's getting messed with.
Was that the name of his song? Don't go
messing with the country boy. Yep. And he would do the old high step in the ring. Oh man. And you got some friends there, Demolition, Barry Darso and Bill Eadie.
Here comes the axe, and here comes a smasher, and a demolition. I don't remember
They're
the words.
walking disasters.
Oh, very good.
I'm just making shit up. I don't
have you lived in Pennsylvania all your life?
No, I have not. Not far from here. I was in Maryland, born and raised in Maryland, and then moved.
Oh, so you always grew up in the WWF territory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I was in a good spot between Baltimore and Philly for Crockett because we got you in syndication. Yeah. I got all the Crockett shows, and then also you'd come up to Philly or Baltimore for the Crockett years in WCW.
Those were big venues for us.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. So I was kind of right in a sweet spot for everything.
Sweet spot, Paul Bromwell in the sweet spot.
And I'm not talking about Rebel sweet spot. I'm talking about the sweet spot.
I'm going to be in the sweet spot tomorrow night at the sushi bar. Bitch. And some lychee martinis, baby.
How cool was she? Can we just talk about the fact that she came on and did that?
She's the best. She is. She really, and that's why
such a great sport.
Yeah, that's why when Conrad, starts saying the things that he says and getting in the gutter like he always does, that I try to pull it out of the gutter because I like her so much. And she's genuinely a good person with a good heart. And
I'm texting her right now.
Would you stop it? No,
I'm just gonna thank her again.
Okay,
because that was awesome.
That was awesome.
And you know what? Conrad does it because he likes to push your buttons. That's why people love you and Conrad and the dynamic, because he gets you going, buddy. And the back and forth is money.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Face to face.
Oh.
You want to hear some Vince?
Yeah, let's go.
Hooker moves in. Hookster moves in and another right hand. The Giant back to the ropes. Hookster, wait a minute. Hook cut off by Paul Orndorff. Action smash hammering away as well. Boy, Andre the Giant was reeling from those blows from Hulk Hogan. There's a Hulkster, collides, Orndorff and Max. Andre still, wait a minute, Orndorff over the top.
Orndorff's eliminated. Andre's got Hogan.
Here we go.
He's got him. The Giant's got the champion. Big headbutt, much to the same as Poffo.
No, I can't believe
Over the top. Andre's eliminated Hogan and done it easily. Done it easily.
Oh, Hulkster as hot as, look at this. Look at that look. Oh,
Oh,
so much
look at
garbage.
the Giant.
All right, back to the replay here. Orndorff going for the ride. And from behind now, watch this. Andre comes up from behind. Grabs him by the hair. Yanks him back to the middle of the ring. Andre rears back with that 500-pound frame and rams that enormous head into Hulk Hogan. Hogan reeling from the blow. Andre gives him a toss out of the ring, and I must agree with you with these as a Hulkster rams his back on the apron to the outside. And
there it is.
Yeah, Hulk. You know, in slow motion that it looked like the
bump?
head bump connected.
Yeah. Well, it definitely connected with Poffo. Holy smokes.
Yeah,
that guy's
Andre,
still bleeding.
Yeah, Andre would. It was well known that Andre did whatever he wanted to do in the ring because he was so big and he knew no one could fuck with him. So if he was having a bad night, you were pretty much fucked.
Listen, they didn't talk WrestleMania, but my God, the angle here of this is driving to WrestleMania helps build the story. So
yeah,
good shit there. And now, Andre just elbowed Coco Beware in the middle of next week. He can't hear out of his right ear. The Birdman.
Don't fuck with me, buddy.
Hey, what the fuck do you want? He swatted him like a fly swatter, and here comes a killer bee, and he just goes over like and Hillbilly's trying to grab him below under the ball sack area and get him out.
Heenan had some great stories about Andre, and Heenan used to do his voice. And Heenan would say, Andre, they said, somebody would go and say, Andre, you want to do this night? Andre said, nope, don't want to do that tonight. So what are we going to do, Andre? We'll just figure it out when we get to the ring. and it was just something else, man.
You can see as they dump him out there, the brace that he has a little bit there, but he's out. All 15 or whatever guys are left, they dumped him out of the ring, and Andre's done.
Well, let me tell you an Andre story. I think I've told it on our regular podcast before, but it was told to me by Colonel Robert Parker, who traveled with Andre a lot, back in the day. Andre was a special attraction that went from territory to territory before all this started. He was always booked by the WWF by Vince McMahon Sr., but he would go everywhere. I mean, we had him in Mid-Atlantic, all over. So he was in Continental, and they went on a Sunday night, and he went in. Andre drank all the time. He even drank wine in the locker room. No one did anything about it. No one would fuck with Andre, not even the promoter. So after the matches, they went to this convenience store or this store to buy some beer, and Andre got this case of beer and set it up. Boom. And she said, can't buy beer on Sunday. He went, what? Can't buy beer on Sunday. He picked it up, kicked the door open, and walked out. And she said, can't buy beer on Sunday. He turned around, looked at her, and he said, I'm not buying.
Oh.
And walked to the car with a case of beer.
Wow. And yeah, what are you going to do to stop him?
Right.
Hello.
Exactly.
And you've met I'm sure you've met him,
well,
right?
very, very briefly in 89.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I got there, Cowboy Ron Bass was there, who was in this battle royal here.
Yeah.
And I knew Cowboy from my days in Crockett. And I remember walking around, and I didn't say anything to Andre. It was my first day there. We were taping it, as a matter of fact, I can tell you where it was. It was Binghamton, New York, was my first WWE taping. We had Binghamton and Hershey, Pennsylvania. And so we were in Binghamton, New York, and I walked around saying hello to the guys who I knew who I'd worked with. And I didn't say anything to Andre because, you're kind of intimidated by him, right?
Absolutely.
And a little bit later, Cowboy Ron Bass came up to me and he said, hey, do me a favor. I said, what? He said, go say hello to Andre. I said, okay. He said, yeah, because he was asking who you were. And he said, everybody that comes in here, it's kind of like kissing the hand, Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
And I got it. I did. I went, hey, Tony Schiavone went, Andre. and just gave me that big hand, and that's about all we had. And we just kind of nodded and smiled at each other after that, but that was about all.
And he was sitting down when you met him, or was he?
He was sitting down with a bottle of wine to his right. In the locker room.
And his hands.
His hands massive. Yeah.
How would you compare him? Because I know you spent a lot of time to Paul White.
Show? Yeah. I think Andre had bigger features than Paul White did.
Okay.
But I mean, it's hard to, think about a guy you shook hands with back in 1989 and a guy you shook hands with, in 95. One thing, Andre never fell off the top of the Cobo Hall and survived. So that's
one thing on the resume of Paul White that Andre will never have.
Wow. How about this?
Hercules Hernandez wins the Battle Royal. Oh my goodness.
One of the things that they always had in Saturday night's main event that I think they always had, and I remember, was that the big angle was in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
Like this being the big angle, right?
Here we go.
Yeah.
It takes 8 twizzlers to get Andre the Giant out of the ring. I take only 1 giant to get Hulk Hogan out of the ring.
Now, wait a minute, Andre. I'm going to take exception. Bobby
We
Heenan.
did it. We won the Battle Royal. We did it, Andre. I told you I was going to do it. I told you I was going to do it, and we did it. You know what amazed me out there? Like he says, eight of the toughest wrestlers on earth to get him out of the ring. One giant took Hulk Hogan through that 300 and some pound big pile of blonde garbage out of that ring to the cement floor. The whole match, from the start of the match till the time he was ejected, Hogan hid. And you hid well, dummy. You hid behind every tough man in the world. But he walked through them all. He waded through that mass of humanity, and when he put his hands on your busted up carcass, you went out of there. Your ETA was about 4 seconds. And like I said, this man, 15 years undefeated, is going to remain undefeated. And by God, he is going to become the next heavyweight champion of the world. Let's go.
Well, team effort, I guess you'll have to say, for Bobby Heenan. Andre the Giant, I thank you very much. Vince, I don't know what I can tell you. Back to you.
All right, well, let's go back.
Real quick, do you, when you're doing the backstage interviews, Tony, you notice here how Gene Okerlund always says, back to you at ringside, or back to you, Vince.
Yeah.
What that doesn't happen too much anymore as far as you kicking it back to the announcers. Tell us why that doesn't occur as much.
I think I don't know why. I think it's good. I always think it's good that have the announcer have the last word. I mean, have the wrestler have the last word.
Okay.
And I think it's just kind of, Paul, it's a good question. I think it's just kind of developed that way.
I ask it because I've seen some people on your favorite social media actually talk about Okerlund and how that his style was always, as they came in, well, thank you so much, such and such, Vince, or going out, it was always kicking it back to you, and that's not really done anymore.
And you know what? I don't want to mimic Gene Okerlund. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched a lot of his stuff. I don't want to be seen as a carbon copy of him. So and I did use, when we had, I don't know if you remember, we had the parlay a few for Blood and Guts. And when the Pinnacle came out and the Inner Circle came out, and I did a Gene Okerlund line at that time that I was very proud of. And I said, gentlemen, I expect some decorum out here tonight.
Yes.
Which was one of Gene Okerlund's,
that's you honoring him, Tony.
That's right. Okay. Exactly right. That's okay. Exactly right. Right.
I think if you mix that in every now and then, it just gives, it's perfect. It gives the feels of, hey, nobody's forgotten Gene.
No, and nobody ever will.
That's right.
Because he like JR as a play-by-play guy will stand at the test of time.
That's right.
And so
I asked you that question though because I wanted to know if that was more your call or a production type call, like, hey, just do the interview, or was it, hey, if I want to kick it to them, I can. I didn't know.
Yeah, I think if I want to kick it to them, I could.
Okay,
but I don't. I just let it go.
Yep, understood. And you're not the only one. That's a lot of other commentators too. They don't do that anymore.
And of course, most of my interviews, especially the ones that are on the that are in the ring, basically I go up and they take the mic from me and I leave.
That's what I really appreciated though about Punk.
Yeah,
he said you're going to hold the mic.
Yes, as he told me that too. He said I want you to do an interview with me. He told me that on Friday. And when we
the
did
Friday
Rampage,
before he had his big debut,
No,
about Wednesday, about the following Wednesday,
about the following Wednesday, the
Okay, yeah.
Friday of his big debut.
Yeah, yeah.
Because on that Friday, I was the original format had me introduce him to start the show, and then I went back and he and I talked, and he said, "I think it'd be best if I come out by myself." And I said, "Absolutely. I don't know what I can say to do anything with this, right?" And I did say, "There's a guy in Reading, Pennsylvania right now that's going to be whacking off." No, I didn't say that.
It's that I didn't sit down, Tony.
I bet you did.
You and I were, yeah.
And so, but then he said, when I am with you on Wednesday on Dynamite in Milwaukee, he said, "I want you to do an interview with me." He said, I want you to hold the mic. I don't want to take it from you. I said, "Buddy, you know, it's like, you're the fucking man. I don't, whatever you want." Right. Exactly. So that was quite a moment, as I'm sure you were very excited about.
I was a little boy loving life.
He's your favorite of all time, right?
He's right in the top 3 to 5 of all time. And I tell you, it's because he just comes across so real and just captures your attention. You got to experience it in the ring yourself.
Yes.
On Dynamite.
Yes, absolutely. And
it was cool to see how he interacted with you, even as you guys left the ring together and he hugged you and you shared a little moment there.
Yeah, I know. He's the best.
Tell us about that little experience. You got your bonus. You got all your family here. Adam DeMoy, even though you don't, you love
him.
Brooke, all your friends.
Hi,
Mike Cole,
Brooke.
they're all listening, and they want to hear. They want to hear the inside scoop.
He just organically hugged me, and we have. Do you remember
what he said to you there in that moment? He did. Yeah, you guys were talking.
Yeah, he said, "Tell Paul Bromwell stop calling me."
Yeah, right.
He's called me 10 times today.
Yeah, like I have his number. Give me a break.
And I said, "I don't think he has a number." He said,
"Well, then tell Conrad he's a fat piece of shit."
Now that sounds more realistic.
No, we just hugged. That's all. When I first met him, I stuck out my hand. When I first met him backstage in United Center, I had met him twice before actually, at a radio station in Atlanta, and then at C2E2 when he was signing autographs for Pro Wrestling Tees. And I stuck out my hand, and he kind of slapped my hand away and grabbed me and hugged me, which is a pretty big deal.
When Bobby Eaton passed away, on his social media, he was sharing all the old matches of Crockett and that he was going back and watching. And you just realize that he's such a fan of classic wrestling too. He's just like one of us when it comes to wrestling and his appreciation for it.
And he told me, I remember that he told me this back this is back during the early 2000s when, he was still wrestling for Vince. He told me, he said, when I met him at the radio station in Atlanta, he said, "You don't remember me, but you and I talked years ago." I guess maybe he was an Impact. I don't know before that. And
I think he did he was there for a hot second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he was saying before he became the star he is now. Right.
Right.
And I know he wrestled in Ring of Honor, but I didn't remember him because I come across so many people. Paul.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
you'll never forget him now. I'll tell you that.
No, man.
Not after that reaction that you got in Milwaukee, standing in the ring and he couldn't even hear you.
Yeah, I know. And of course it'll be big this weekend coming up in Chicago for all 3 shows, as you know.
With all the Low Key Big Hogs, there's going to be a lot of them there, buddy.
And unfortunately Adam DeMoy will be there as well.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah. So
that's going to be fun. Who all of your Low Key, and by the way, I'll interject here. We got King Kong Bundy and Jake the Snake in a match. Heenan's back out here again. He's all over this show.
Right.
But we got a big match going on here between these two guys. Heenan just took Damien and ran to the back, and Jake the Snake's going after him. But talk about, what were you talking about there? I just lost my train of thought. We were talking about Top Guy Weekend. Who do you know from your Low Key Big Hogs that have already said, "Hey, I'm going to be there"?
Okay, we're going to have Rock and Roll Steph Chesney.
Steph Chesney.
Rock and Roll Steph is a real rock and roll rock and roller. Okay, he's going to be there. He said, "You got to sing Journey with me on stage at Rebels." I said, "I'm not singing shit with you, Steph." Let's see. I think Brooke's going to be there, and I think DeMoy's going to be there. And if he doesn't show up, that's fucking fine with me. And obviously, Paul, you're going to be there, and I think Megan Nelson's going to be there.
Megan Nelson, Mark Nelson, Mark Nelson, the Nelsons.
The Nelsons.
They're going to sing "I Can't Live Without Your Love and Affection" from the classic Nelson rock band.
Okay, that's great.
I'm kidding.
And then I think James Elkorai is going to be there.
James Elkorai, our buddy.
yes. Who, by the way, is going to be given our second bonus podcast.
Can't wait for that one.
Can't wait for that one. We're going to go back and take a look at Raw. So I'm going to miss some names of people.
That's okay.
Well,
this is
Coach
good.
Rosie's going to be there, I think.
Oh, Coach Rosie. Yeah. He's going to be all over the place, that guy.
Yes, he is.
We're not going to be able to get away from the coach.
Love him. And let's see. Who else?
Mike Kolb. He's one of your misfits.
He's a misfit. Okay.
Who else? What about TJ Stevens?
TJ Stevens will be
Carl
there.
Mandick.
Carl Mandick's coming around. Going to be there.
Mandick's going to be there.
That's right. Mark James going to be there. Coach James down in Texas.
I have not met him. Yep.
Yeah, he's a classy guy, man.
Cool.
And Clarendon College women's basketball coach.
Very nice.
And the athletic director of the college. So
he's got his shit together.
Yeah.
There's some people that support you that actually have their shit together, is what you're saying.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right. I remember when I first met you, and you said, we went to Philadelphia, remember? We went with Conrad.
That's
we
right.
went to Conrad and Bruce, and you said, I'll drive, and don't worry about hopping in my car. I've got a real job.
Oh, shut up.
And I got a family. Everything's going to be all right.
I said, don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
I was like trying to how do I tell this guy that I'll give him a ride? And he's probably like, oh, dear God, what do we do? Is this guy going to take my life?
Yeah, I know.
But I promised you I had a family with children. I would not hurt you. This was not a Chris Hansen episode. This wasn't something on the Discovery Channel, whatever. I won't hurt you. And we had a blast, man. It was in remember that? The pouring rain down in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I sure do.
Me, you, and my buddy Mark, and that's where I met Bruce and Conrad, and the rest is fucking history, bro.
And your buddy Mark's going to be
that's right.
with you?
Yeah, this weekend.
Okay, so now here in 2021, you can't use a snake anymore.
So you can't,
you can't because people get pissed off.
Well, listen, he's using that snake now. The snake is out, and the referee just had a stroke trying to get out of the ring. Bundy would win here. He defeated Jake Roberts via disqualification 6 minutes, 14 seconds into this.
Yeah.
Roberts needed the referee when the ref attempted to prevent Jake from grabbing the bag that contained Damien, and that's how this one would end.
Yeah.
We're going to show the move here in slow-mo.
Ooh.
Oh, well.
Missed that one.
Not sure what happened with that DDT.
I think the bald head kind of slipped out from the sweaty arm.
That bald head does slip out of sweaty spots. I will tell you that it happens as a man that does have a bald head.
What sweaty spot? Never mind. Okay, so there you go. So
good shit here, and there's another. We're getting a replay here, another flashback of the Bulldogs Heart Foundation. Man, what a classic time for tag team wrestling.
Oh man, what just great. There's Danny Davis, and I think
dirty
Danny's,
referee.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Dirty
involved
Danny.
Dirty Danny, and
here we go. The signature Heart Foundation move. 1, 2. Look at that fast count, Tony.
Oh man,
my goodness.
Look at
Aubrey
Jimmy
Edwards
Hart.
would just hate that. That would just that's terrible.
Shout out to my buddy Aubrey Edwards. If you don't know
your other
her.
podcast buddy.
Yeah, if you don't know her, you're missing really
you got to introduce me to her.
A quality young lady, really is. Real good friend of mine. All right, let's go to Gene Okerlund.
Yes.
World Tag Team Championship belts. The consensus is that if it wouldn't been for Danny Davis, the now suspended for life referee, the British Bulldogs would still be tag team champions.
Tonight's our first title defense, and to avoid all problems at ringside, including bad referees and outside interference, we're instituting a new policy of an official observer at ringside. And tonight, our official observer is going to be Danny Davis.
You have got to be kidding me. This is a new low even for your man. Excuse me, Danny Davis. What qualifies you to be an official observer?
My proven impartiality in the ring.
Oh, you got to be kidding. This is an absolute assault on the integrity of this great sport. I can't believe it. Vince, let's go back to you.
He used that with this great sport line, Tony. There you go.
There you go. Assault on the integrity of this great sport. I got to write that one down.
And how about the Jim Neidhart laugh? Did anybody laugh as good as him?
Yeah, it was great. It was an
classic.
explosive laugh.
And we have them against Tito Santana And Danny Spivey in the ring here.
Whoa, my God.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it looked like Barry Windham from behind with the blonde hair, but it's Spivey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anybody's familiar of what Barry Windham looks like from behind, it's Tony Schiavone. But no, that's Danny Spivey.
Oh, the dragon. Man,
the dragon and the fire. I will be up next.
That's right. That's right. He's going to be up against
the Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik. Oh, fuck the Ricky Dragon.
I told you, Tony Schiavone. I motherfuck you.
Fuck the Dragon Steamboat.
Fuck that Steamboat Dragon man. And that motherfucker. That's all he says on Twitter, and everybody loves it and retweets him.
I know.
Go fuck yourself. Okay.
I know.
Look, he's got a little throwback to Harley Race with the old shorts on. Spivey here with the blue, red, and
how about that, man?
Here. Yeah. Danny Spivey, I saw him recently on Dark Side of the Ring, and he's still hanging in there, doing well. Seems to be doing good, so that's good. Always like to see that.
Didn't he have some sort of disease, kidney disease or something, or am I thinking of somebody else?
He may or may not, Tony. I don't know. I can't keep up with the.
Well, you know, I've said this. I've told this story. I'll tell it again. I love telling stories.
I can't
wait. Okay.
Oh.
When I started with the Crockett's doing baseball in 1982 for the Charlotte O's, Baltimore's Double-A team, the Southern League, run by Francis Crockett, Klondike Bill and George Two-Ton Harris were in charge of the grounds crew. And they had two wrestlers that they brought from the Crockett's. The Crockett's didn't have any place for them at that time, so they sent them to the ballpark to work with Klondike and George as members of the ground crew and members of the maintenance crew. And they were Scott Hall and Danny Spivey. Yeah. And Danny Spivey.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
And I think didn't they become Eagle and Wolf?
Yeah. They were some tag team. Yes, that's very, yeah.
That's right. They became a tag. The Crockett's made them a tag team and got them away from Klondike and all his escapades.
Man, this is surreal. Talking about Klondike Bill with Tony Schiavone.
Danny Spivey reminds me of the Klondike Bill era. So, yeah. But look at Neidhart, man.
They were American Starship.
Absolutely.
Yep, they initially worked under the name Starship Eagle. And that was Dangerous Danny Spivey at that point. But yeah, man, lots of that. There you go.
Right.
Jim Crockett Promotions.
Absolutely. And that was a name given to them by the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, who was booking back at that time. And of course, they went on to have great careers. Obviously, Scott had I would think, the better of the two careers. But they both had great careers.
Absolutely. And a little Tito Santana here. I always was a big fan of Tito Santana.
Yeah, Tito's a good guy, man. And Tito was a very friendly, nice man. Didn't have much to say, but, you know.
Man, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got something to say now, Tony. When you're one of these guys that don't have something to say, you cherish them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not I like people, not everybody runs their mouth like Carl Mandick does.
Did you see he has a mustache like you from the 90s now? He has a Tony mustache.
I don't even want to look at that.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
I think he wants to be waxed like you were by Rebel and Britt.
Did you that waxed.
Yeah, no, not the other waxing that nobody knows about. Holy shit, Tony. What do you got going on over there?
I have nothing.
Tell us the fucking truth.
I have nothing going on.
We call it sushi now. Yeah, sushi.
Yeah, well, it is sushi.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Where you guys are going.
Do you like sushi?
I love sushi.
Do you like the raw fish?
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'll eat it raw.
Okay.
I'm a big sushi fan. When I was down in Jacksonville for I forget what show, your buddy Lauren and I went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
And
I feel like she's taken several men to that place, but I was one of them.
So anyway, I like the sashimi, the raw fish.
See, I'm not
without the rice.
Okay.
I like the raw fish in the a little bit of wasabi, not much, and the soy sauce and the raw fish. Just soak it in there. That's what I like. Without all the rice. So.
Okay, I like the rice. I like it, and I like it. Do you like the sushi that's a little bit deep fried, like?
Yeah, I can eat it all, but I really don't like it.
What does Rebel like? Tell us what she likes, Tony. Can you talk slowly and in a low voice, please?
She likes crispy rice. Anything.
Does she like the
crispy.
sake?
Sake to me. Okay. Yeah,
this is a blast.
There's Tito with that. There's that big Etsy's move.
That's right. Now that's what Manny Fernandez called it, the flying burrito.
The flying burrito. I don't know what Tito called it.
Figure 4 here.
Holy smokes, he's going to win it.
No, Danny Davis is running around and I don't know what. His little skirt kilt deal he's got going on here.
Yeah.
And he's got a megaphone. And Carl Mandex yelling at him from the side here. And this is what, if Mark Nelson were a wrestler, I feel like this is what he would wear. Danny Davis's outfit.
I believe so.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Hart. If these were all Low Key Big Hogs, we'll have to start naming some guys here. Bret Hart with the win.
Oh, wow.
And this match is over. 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Bret pins Santana after he got hit with the old megaphone.
Yeah. Well,
you know, one we haven't talked about a little bit, which I feel like we should give a little airtime to, because I know you said she was a big help for you, and that's Megan Nelson.
Oh, she's the best.
Talk to us. Tell our fans, tell our listeners about how cool she was to help you at that.
Yeah, Megan came up from
Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh area, and she helped me because you always got to have kind of someone with you. She helped me at Astronomicon. And she was like the person that would greet people and ask if they wanted an autograph and take the money. And she was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, she was so good that she's now been hired to do all my stuff.
Ooh,
all my Comic Cons.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I'm gonna have at the New York Comic Con Megan and my daughter Laurie, because Megan goes out and gets people.
Yeah.
And
so talk about that. She was like saying, no, you just don't want that signature. You want that plus that, right?
That's right. That plus that. And you can get 2 books and you can get an autograph. And she was tremendous. And so have a lot of time for her. Good person.
That's good. You know, and I know I keep mentioning Low Key Big Hog names and stuff, but I think it's fun for these bonus shows. There's nothing that these guys love more than hearing you talk about them a little bit. And this is just for them. So I think it's a nice opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Just talk for them. Talk about them.
Yeah, you know.
Talk about them. Yeah, we'll talk about them. All right. By the way, I think we're going to see Roddy Piper. We're going to see Roddy Piper do an interview here.
Are we? Well, then we'll have to track it. But right now we have Ricky Steamboat. Here we go.
You think you've seen a fanfare so far? Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Just stay tuned. Because the hot rod, he's coming to marching in right in your living room.
Ooh, quick finger there. Got it right in time.
Yeah, man.
So talk about what we got going on in the ring here, Tony.
All right, so this is an extension of what we saw earlier when Steamboat came out and pointed to the Macho Man Randy Savage. You know, there's something to be said. Okay, there's something to be said, and I know we're in the era where you don't do this, and we are even in the era where you don't do this. So it looks like the Macho is going to actually join them for this match. So they'll do the commentary here for this match. Anyway, there's something to be said for not hard selling. Do you understand? In other words, not say Steamboat and Savage coming up in WrestleMania 3 and Pontiac Silverdome, blah blah blah. Just letting you want to see the match itself and putting the guys over.
Yeah.
But we're in the midst of sell.
Everything's promote the next.
Yeah, and I get that. I know you do feel it.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said to me, okay, and this is because I grew up in the 70s watching this, to where they just put over the talent.
Yeah, let it breathe.
They just put over the guys and let them talk and let them wrestle, and how great of athlete Steamboat was.
Commentate on the wrestling.
Yeah, commentate on the wrestling instead of saying, coming up live, you'll see them in wrestling, blah, blah, blah. So there's something to be said for that. And I think
agree.
and I really think guys like Gordon Soley and Bob Caudle, Lance Russell, and I know I'll miss some, were really legendary guys, because that's what they did. They put guys over.
Well, Jim Ross, you talked about him. That's what he did in Mid-South, and then
that's what he did in Mid-South.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and that's kind of like what JR and I started. You know, we did JR and I did national TV together for the first time in '87, and that's what we did. We put guys over, and
If I remember correctly, Clash of the Champions won.
Yeah. I think maybe we had done some studio stuff.
Okay.
Before the Clash of the Champions. I'm not sure.
That's the first big show that I remember. That's
the first big show we did. Yeah. That was July 4th, 1987 at the Omni in Atlanta.
Mm.
And that was War Games.
We have, by the way, it is Ricky Steamboat in the ring against Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik here has Slick as his manager. For those that may not remember that Iron Sheik had Slick with him at one point. And they're duking out here. This is the final match of this card. It's been a pretty entertaining card here.
Yeah, it has been a pretty entertaining card. And again, the crux of this whole card and promoting towards WrestleMania was Hogan and Andre, and it was in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
And that's how they kind of did Saturday night's main event. Stuck the sucker in the middle of the show.
Well, you get that big push now here to wrap up the show. Now you're getting that secondary kind of major match, if you will.
Right,
and that was Steamboat and Macho Man.
Right,
so
right. Yeah.
That's how they're going to close down the show. This is the part where I was probably had the VCR tape running and was going to watch it the next day because it was way past my bedtime.
Yeah. And you know why Jesse Ventura was dressed like that?
He
that's how he was dressed in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Predator?
What was it called? Predator.
Predator.
Yeah. I don't have time to bleed, Schiavone. What do you say to me? I say, yeah, I've heard that line a lot, Jesse. Thank you.
Yeah. You like to work. You did enjoy working with him, though, didn't you?
He was tremendous. He was wonderful.
Match is over. Karate chop to the bald skull of the Sheik. And Steamboat has won. He goes out on top as we start to think about. And Macho is up at the booth pointing him down and saying, yeah, brother, I will kick your ass. And here goes the headset. And this is how we're going to go out here, the big build.
Yeah.
And you have the Penguin there, Burgess Meredith in his suit coat, his nice print sport coat, as Jesse called them.
Well, we got about 10 minutes left in the show here.
Oh, you know why? They're going to close it down with the tribute video for Roddy Piper.
Oh. A tribute video?
It's more of like a musical tribute video for him because, again, I think he was going to Hollywood at this point.
Okay. I was going to say, he was still alive here.
He was still alive and kicking. But it was the send-off to say,
okay, right.
We miss you. And
yeah, right.
I mean, how many times have you ever seen Vince do that for another wrestler ever since then? This is probably the last time he ever did a tribute video of someone going to Hollywood.
And he said a lot of stars go to Hollywood, hasn't he?
Well, here we go. Let's listen to this one.
All right.
Champion of the world, Hulk Hogan. Hulk, earlier on, we spoke with Bobby Heenan and Andre the Giant. Heenan stating that Andre would remain undefeated and that the next time we saw him, he would indeed be the heavyweight champion of the world. Your reaction?
Well, you don't become champion of the world by doing things halfway, Andre. You don't stab friends in the back. You don't stab generations of little Hulksters in the back. You don't throw people with a top rope from behind, man. That's only halfway. What has it been with you, man? Has your whole life been a lie? 15 years undefeated? Did you cheat every single time you got your hand raised, man? But we were in that battle royal, man. I got a chance to test you. I got a chance to feel the 15 years of undefeated obesity, man. I can handle it, brother. It's all the spark I needed to face you in that one-on-one confrontation.
You know, Hulk Hogan, when the two of you locked up in that battle royal, it was like an explosion. It was like a collision at 100 miles an hour.
Well, now that I know where he's coming from, now that the whole world knows what he's all about, the next time, Andre, you and I lock up, not only will you feel Hulkamania, not only will you feel the 24-inch pythons, the psych, the thousands, the millions of Hulkamaniacs, the big brother upstairs on my side, I'm going to steal all the power I can, man, because you got to play this one straight, man. To be the world's champion, you got to beat me face to face. You got to put me on my back, brother. And when you're on top of that mountain, when you feel the real power of Hulkamania, don't slip and fall, brother, because it's a long way down.
All right, still to come, the ultimate confrontation. Vince McMahon, let's go back to you.
Whoa, what a psych on Hulk Hogan. The World Wrestling Federation champion. Stand by, everybody. Scheduled up moments from now. Yes, the special tribute to the retiring Hot Rod.
There we go. The Hot Rod retirement.
Special tribute.
Here we go.
Be with us. As probably everybody knows by now, he has announced his retirement after WrestleMania 3. He is one of a kind, a man that is actually hanging it up at the very peak of his career. Very much, if I can pay this tribute to you, like the late, great Rocky Marciano, who quit as the heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, it's quite a tribute. That's putting me in nice company. I'm not pushing up daisies yet, Gene. I just made a transfer. You know, I'm the kind of guy, I guess I'm real proud of my sport. That's the first thing I want to say. For 16 years, probably kept me out of jail when I was a kid. And the WWF has done more for me than anything in the world. But I've made a decision. I'm in the peak. Of course, I'm in the peak of my career. But I'm going to Hollywood, and I'm going out, man. I'm going to give it 110%. Anytime I ever fought, I gave 110%. And sometimes you guys were chucking eggs at me, and sometimes you weren't. Sometimes you're chucking roses. It didn't matter to me. I give 110% then, and I give 110% at anything I do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give it a try, man. I'm kind of a gutsy guy.
We're proud of you, Roddy. Very proud of you.
Thanks. I try hard.
And speaking of proud, we've put a tribute together for your fans all over the world.
So the music's going to play.
Yeah.
And there's the video.
There's the video. He did a lot of great videos. You know, he did. I remember the when he
Adonis,
Adrian Adonis,
the flower shop.
I remember when he did the thing with Halloween.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was sticking sticks in bowling balls for like candy apples.
They may show that here through these highlights, but he would go on to wrestle against Adrian Adonis at WrestleMania 3 in a hair versus hair match. He would go out on top, and Adrian would get a little bit of a haircut, and then he would go on a little bit of a hiatus before eventually coming back. But now Cyndi Lauper, I mean, this guy, I know they wanted to keep the belt on Hogan and let him dominate the 80s, but he was such a great, here's the coconut into the head of Snuka.
Piper's Pit set the standard for all these talk shows, right?
It really did.
It was him kissing,
him putting the old tongue, sliding the tongue to Moolah.
The Moolah. Here's him coming out in WrestleMania 1, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucking down the pasta with Albano. And there's old Bob Orton with the cast on his arm, kind of like Rebel with her crutch.
Easy.
That's what it reminds me of, the crutch and the cast.
Oh, God.
The boxing match with Mr. T.
Wow.
I mean, this is only a few years they're going through because he was in Mid-Atlantic, in the early 80s, but still so many memories and highlights.
That's where he and Flair became very close friends, and they were close friends for many, many, many years.
The old dog collar match with he and the Hammer.
Yep.
Down there.
Yep. Yeah, I got the dog collar put on me by Roddy Piper during the interview.
Did?
Oh, yeah, he put the dog collar on me and walked me around the studio. Yeah.
This is the flower shop, so this was the takeoff on Piper's Pit. They were starting to do. Oh, there it is. There's a Halloween tribute. Look at Miss Elizabeth and her leopard print.
Right, and he was like
trying to get the old apple from out under her chin.
Yes, he was.
I'm sure Macho Man was ready to kill him.
I'm sure he was too. Oh boy. Well, this didn't play well.
Mr. T with the belt, and that would never happen now. Pile driver from Orndorff. There we get to see him in his little underpants.
Yeah.
And there's the bowling ball.
There's the bowling balls.
You called it, Schiavone. The bowling ball.
The bowling balls.
Uncle Elmer getting married.
Yeah. and he stopped the wedding. Remember that?
That's right. There's the cross getting ripped off of Hogan.
Bring it back to WrestleMania, right?
I tell you what, man. So many classic memories of the right here. Oh, the gold records from Cyndi Lauper over the head of
right.
Bob Costas in the ring here.
And of course, and the Goonies, of course, the music video for the Goonies, Cyndi Lauper's "Goonies Are Good Enough."
Yeah,
he was in the music video for that. So there you go, man.
Well, Tony,
listen, Paul, I love the '80s, buddy. Love the absolute '80s, and we're gonna wrap it up by with.
They just come in and they close it down and thank everybody for being here, and that's the end of the show, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here, Paul, and. So we got another one to do coming up.
It's been my honor, pleasure, and we're going to come back and do another one for all your Patreons, the bonus episode content. And hey, thank you for allowing me to. Here we go. Let's play this one more time.
Okay.
I don't know how many more of these episodes I'm going to do.
What? Really?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you threatened to quit all the time back in the day. It might be my turn to start threatening to quit.
No, you're not going anywhere. That's
I'm going to get
number one.
Bromwell on here with you.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, criminy not.
Well, hopefully I did okay, Tony, because I'm coming back for one more bonus show.
Thank you, Paul. You're not yet desperately out of time.
Well, close us down, Tony, because we are desperately out of time.
That's all the time we got. Paul Bromwell said it best when he said, Rebel, sit here.
AdFreeShows.com.
Man, does that show get you in the mood for WrestleMania 3 or what? I think when we finish up here today, I'm going to go throw it on. I'm going to go check out WrestleMania 3. I've watched that Savage Steamboat match probably maybe once every other year for the past 10 years. It never gets old. It's worth watching again. I know that's the match that everybody talks about in hindsight, but at the time, there was just nothing better than Hogan Andre. But I sleep good at night knowing that, I've lived through some of the best moments in wrestling, whether it was the Mega Powers exploding or Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior or the $1 Million Belt or any of that stuff as a kid, but even this more modern era. And, it's been full circle to be a wrestling fan and see, go back and look with the benefit of hindsight, how it all turned out. Even crazier to think is that Tony Schiavone was in wrestling back then and Tony Schiavone is in wrestling today. I think he probably thought once upon a time wrestling was in the rearview mirror. I mean, as a matter of fact, we've talked about it on the show. We know he does or did. But now, man, how about that? A live show on Wednesday, a live show on Friday, a pay-per-view on Sunday, and then all these YouTube shows, over the weekend. How does he do it all? Well, because he's got Sleep Me. You see, science proves that cold sleep creates better sleep. Temperature-controlled sleep prepares your muscles and improves your cognitive functions. You always start your day feeling sharp. You always start your day feeling confident and energized. Sleep Me has been a game changer for me and Tony. Now, Sleep Me is the new name for Chili Sleep. They're bringing you the same great sleep that Chili Sleep offered, but under this new name. Sleep Me makes the coldest sleep systems available. I can't sleep worth a darn without mine. I'm spoiled, but I'm sleeping better than ever. I'm not tossing and turning. I'm not fussing and fighting with my pillows. I'm not getting up to pee. I don't have to crank down the AC. It's just been a game changer for me and my wife. I think you're going to love it too. These systems create the environment that meets your body's natural need for lower core temperatures. It's going to promote deeper, more restorative sleep. I have bright, vivid, colorful dreams I can wake up and tell everybody about. I didn't have that prior to having one of these systems. These sleep systems are water-based. They're temperature-controlled mattress pads, so they'll fit over your existing mattress to provide you the ideal sleep temperature. And let me explain. It's not a water bed. There's no water in your bed. This is just a pad that fits over it. And buddy, it's a home run. Experience the ultimate cooling power with the Doc Pro sleep system, now with Hyper AI. That's right. Pair it with the new Sleep Me app and get real-time temperature adjustments based on your current sleep activity with the new Hyper AI technology. It's the industry's first sleep tech that tracks and optimizes your sleep temperature for you in real time. Get the best sleep of your life with AI-driven technology. And folks, this was just announced. I gotta admit, I don't have this yet, but as soon as we finish, I'm ordering because I love mine. I can't imagine that they've somehow improved the system. Do what I'm doing. Head over to sleep.me/WHW to learn more and save 25% off the purchase of any new Doc Pro, Uller, or Cube sleep system. Now, this offer is exclusive for What Happened When listeners. It's only for a limited time. That's sleep, sleep.me/WHW to take advantage of our exclusive discounts and wake up feeling refreshed every day. That's sleep.me/WHW. And guys and girls, we greatly appreciate you tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed some of our bonus content that we throw behind the paywall over on Patreon. I want to encourage you to come check us out if you haven't already. It's patreon.com/WHW Monday. You heard Tony Schiavone mention some names of folks who came to his house and spent Thanksgiving with him. Those were folks who were on our Patreon. You've heard other folks talk about, I had coffee with Tony Schiavone. Well, how does that happen? They're members of our Patreon. Well, I heard other people say they just picked a show and made Tony Schiavone watch it and give commentary. Yeah. They were a member of our WHW Monday Patreon. Well, I heard that if you sign up for a certain level of a Patreon, Tony Schiavone will give you a call. That's exactly right. It's the WHW Monday Patreon. You get exclusive swag, you get interaction. It's a relationship, man. Come join the team, be a part of what we're doing. You're going to have fun. It's WHW Monday on Patreon. That's patreon.com/WHW Monday. And this coming Monday, we're going to know a lot of things. Is MJF still the world champion, or is it Bryan Danielson? Are the Guns still the tag team champions, or did the Acclaimed do what the fans seemingly want and win? Or did the fans get what they deserve, and it's Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett strutting around as our tag team champions? What about Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page? They're in a Texas death match. Who you got? Moxley fresh off winning the Observer Wrestler of the Year award. You want to guess Moxley bleeds in that one? I'm going to take the over on that one. Samoa Joe is going to be defending his TNT championship against Wardlow. A lot of stakes, a lot of backstory. I think they've done a good job with that. I hope this is Wardlow's day. Ricky Starks is here to try to shut up Chris Jericho once and for all. And the Jericho Appreciation Society has been banned from ringside. The women's title is on the line when Jamie Hayter defends against Saraya and Ruby Soho. Anything can happen in a three-way. Speaking of three-ways, what about a six-man tag with three guys on each team? We've got the Elite with Don Callis taking on the House of Black with Julia Hart. I've been waiting for Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks to tear it up again on pay-per-view. They always deliver. I don't expect this to be any different. I was talking to JR earlier today. He said, Connie, it's going to be a 4-hour show with a lot of wrestling. If you're looking for a lot of wrestling, I hope that you'll consider checking out the AEW pay-per-view. I know we're going to be talking about it here next week, and I know that our business here is a-booming, and we would love to help your business get a-booming. If your business targets men 25 to 54 years old, there's no better place to advertise than right here with us on What Happened When. You've heard us do ads for some of the same companies for years, and why is that? Well, because it really works. With our super targeted audience, there's very little waste. Go to advertisewithwhw.com now and find out more about advertising with What Happened When. I also want to encourage you to check out boxofgimmicks.com. We've got tons of new merch and swag over there for you. Everything from bug tattoos to tumblers to hoodies and everything in between. Maybe my favorite thing to recommend, though, is that you see Tony and I cutting up on YouTube. Lots of silliness happening on our YouTube. Can't recommend that enough. That's it, boys and girls. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Tried something a little different. Wanted to bring you some stuff you've probably never heard before. We'll be back next week when Tony Tone is back in his chair. And we're talking all things AEW Revolution and watching some old wrestling like we do every week here. Right now, it looks like it's about that time. We gotta go. Tape machines are rolling. I don't know. I'll have Tony do it next week. So long, everybody.
Hey guys, need to call a quick timeout here. Wanted to tell your listeners what I've been telling my listeners over at OU didn't know for a while now about all the cool things happening over at AdFreeShows.com.
An all-new mailbag series debuts later this month on Ad Free Shows as we pick the brain of a man who has spent 40-plus years in the wrestling business. Longtime WCW and WWE referee Nick Patrick answers your questions.
And Kurt Angle, where you get here on it? Or me? No, it ended up being my own blood. Austin had the title. It had those jagged edges on it, right? And they had a deal where Angle pulled me in, and I took the belt shot.
A little bonus content comes your way, courtesy of The Kurt Angle Show. A dream match became a reality back in 2016 as Kurt Angle squared off against Cody Rhodes on the Independents. For the first time, Kurt watches back his match against the American Nightmare.
This kid's really talented.
He's selling the ankle here on the leapfrog, went down on it awkwardly. He's outside the ring talking to the referee. This is, like you said, all part of the match plan. Hey, start to show that weakness in the ankle.
Yeah. This was his idea to make it look like he hurt his ankle so that when he did lose, he had something to gripe about.
Ad-free show members have chatted one-on-one with AEW stars like Eddie Kingston, Dax Harwood, Ricky Starks, and many more, including a recent live interactive session with Renee Paquette.
He still continues to do that. He's on commentary in AEW. I think it was cool for him to kind of put on that analyst hat and get to kind of test out those waters a little bit. But end of the day, it was a thing that I think made him feel like, you know what? Wrestling can be okay again. I can have fun in the wrestling space again. And now we have CM Punk Wrestling. So you're welcome.
That's just a small taste of what we got waiting for you. With 4 levels to choose from, see for yourself why Ads-Free Shows is the best value in wrestling today. Sign up now at adsfreeshows.com.